Welcome to Let's Talk Jets Radio.
Mr. Primetime.
Zach Wilson's health and the koozies. Cheers.
And the koozies, that's right. Welcome back, everybody. It's been an eventful couple days. We have a preseason game to recap, and we have the drama of the quarterback injury to recap. So we got a lot to talk about. And let's bring in the third amigo.
On time tonight.
What's up, man?
Yo, what's going on? What's going on, man?
How you doing, man?
Stop asking questions, bro. No, just getting from the gym, came home, took a shower. Bro, I'm sore. Yo, my trainer, Ms. Kim, I want to say that I'm not liking you very much right now. So
did I see a koozie down there?
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Look
yes,
at that.
Sir. My koozie arrived in the mail.
Wait, I'm hoodie, but sorry.
Yo, your hoodies is on the way, bro. I promise you.
On the way for 4 months.
You will have your hoodies before the start of this season, man.
So just so you guys know, the koozies are still available. We're going to do the fundraiser till September 11th, till the Jets' first game. So $1 from everyone sold will go to Defensive Line Foundation, which supports, mental health support, awareness, and also suicide prevention. So thank you to everybody that's bought them. We've been sending them all over the world: Ireland, Australia, Canada, England. It's been wild. So thank you guys for all the support. And also thank you to everybody that's been watching our videos, man, leaving feedback. Holy cow, man. Definitely appreciate it.
Greatly appreciate all the support. And thank you to everyone also that's been watching the videos on Instagram. We're actually on TikTok now. We're officially on TikTok. I've been posting videos every day on there. So if you're not following us on there, definitely give us a follow.
Yeah, I'll get a link out for these. Actually, I'll put the link here. Hold on a second. I have it right here, I think. Hold on. I'll get you the link. So we have the link for that thing. That probably should share that. And they're like one for $6, two for $10. And Tyrone just marketed it for you. So I'll put the link in the chat.
Yo, listen, let's talk Jets, baby. We love it. I was so happy when it got here. I was about to call Tyson and talk trash, and then, Poppy put it on the table underneath some stuff. I was like, I actually used it this weekend, so I just want to say thank you.
All right, so we'll say hello to everybody real quick, and we got a lot to cover tonight. So let's see. Good news today, obviously. We got Toronto. What's up in Toronto? Good to see it. Good to see everybody here. So I guess – obviously, the first topic we'll cover is probably the most important one, is that the prognosis came out today. Thankfully, it wasn't as bad as we all anticipated, because that was a stressful-ass game when we saw that. Yep. So Primetime, what are your thoughts on how long Zach's going to be out? Because right now they're saying 2 to 4 weeks, which I think is not realistic. What do you think we're going to start out with?
I'm kind of in line with what most people are saying as far as the media that, that are covering it, basically that the Jets are not going to rush him back. With what happened to Becton last year, same knee that he hurt last year. Like there's no reason to rush him back. He's missing so many valuable reps as far as preseason, the actual tune-up game number 2. That's always regular season like the joint practices. He's not going to be there for that. So all these things that he's missing, he's got so much catching up to do. They're still installing pieces of the offense. So who knows, when he's actually going to be back with the team. He's in LA right now getting surgery. I don't know when they're flying him back, when he's actually going to start practicing. So I'd probably lean more towards the 4 to 6 week timeline. I would think maybe in 3 weeks he's back on the practice field, and then you just play it by ear from there.
Yeah, I'm thinking he's going to miss 2 games. And I'm thinking they're going to be very, very cautious, and it's fine because I'm with you, man. It's like he's missing. The funny thing is, like how everybody talked about, this week was the important week. You want to see him in the joint practices against all this competition, how he handles that constant pressure, all these different looks he hasn't seen, and now he's missing that. The first preseason game, which we'll touch on later on, didn't work out as well. Like all these things he's missing, Tyrone, which means when I asked you, is like, when do you think he's coming back? I think it's probably a little bit later than people realize, man.
Yep. I'm looking at week 3 to 4. I think they're not going to rush him back. I think you just got to be careful of I don't want him to get any setbacks. I can't wait to dive into this a little bit when we get to the Joe Flacco situation. I can't wait to really get to that. But I'm thinking 3 to 4 weeks, man. I don't think they're going to rush him back. You want to make sure he's healthy. You don't want a setback later on. I hope he doesn't push himself to get back on the field and end up having a setback. But at the same time, he's going to miss a lot, but he's going to learn at the same time, too, because what I read earlier today is they want him off his feet. Like, he has to be, for the bone bruise, he has to be off his feet for like 2 weeks. So, you know what I'm saying, right there, you know what I'm saying, he's not going to be able to do anything. That's just the bare minimum. So I'm thinking that, listen, there's no need to rush him back. He's going to miss a lot. You know, he'll be there for meetings. He'll probably be there for some things, but, you know, film study and stuff like that. But I just don't see no point of trying to force him back. And the teams that we play, you know what I'm saying, they're great defensive teams. So why would you put them in that kind of category? So,
well, see, and it's to me, it's just, we can go to kind of our next topic, which kind of goes hand in hand, is what is he missing? And what he's missing is a lot, because you're still installing your offense. You're still getting chemistry with all your new tight ends, Conklin, Uzuma, working with Breece Hall. Then you have the new offensive line in front of you. Dwayne Brown's here. He's not going to be practicing with Dwayne Brown. You know, so there's all these things going on. So it's like, and the one thing that bothers me, and I'll be completely transparent, because there's one guy that's been attacking me on YouTube for about 3 days now, and I'm not coddling Zach Wilson. I'm not babying him. I'm sure Zach Wilson, as a competitor, wants to be on the field as fast as humanly possible and wants to play games as fast as humanly possible. But sometimes you got to save a player from himself and say, you know what? You're not ready. We're not going to throw you to the wolves when you know you're not fully prepared mentally and physically. Physically, you got to get acclimated to the speed of the game again and get back into your players. Mentally, just getting back in the huddle, doing all these things, knowing the offense, owning all this stuff. It's going to mean he's going to miss games. And it's not an indictment on Zach saying, oh, Zach's, you know, he's too young. He's too – no, he's missing significant shit here. Like, right? Like, we're talking about, we want to see the joint practices, the second preseason game. We want to see him build up all this stuff. He's missing all of this now. And it's important for him. He's still a young quarterback. People comparing him to Flacco right now are fucking morons, because it's a 17-year guy as a 2-year guy, right? Like, he's good. It's like I'll tell you, like, he's missing a lot right now, man.
No, a lot of catching up to do. Like I said before, I mean, they're still installing pieces of the offense. So when he comes back, how much he could do, like whenever he's able to come back, whenever it is, I want to be sure that LaFleur is able to throw the entire playbook at him.
Exactly.
Whether it's rollouts, throwing on the run, like he should be able to do everything. He should not be limited at all. I don't want to see him limping on a brace and all that like he was doing last year. Make sure he's 100% and get a true evaluation of what he is. Because by the end of this year, like, we should have an idea. The arrow should be pointing up by the end of this year. If not, like, I'm not saying we got to move on from him, but like, you're going to go into year 3 where it's probably make or break, because he's got all the pieces. He's got all the help. He's got the coordinator. He's got the weapons. The whole line's improved. So by the end of this year, that arrow should be pointing up.
Well, and that's the thing. Before I go to you, Tyrone, that was the thing, is we all feared the worst. Like, oh shit, he's out for the year. We don't know what we have going into year 3. The Jets got lucky, because now we're still gonna learn about Zach Wilson in year 2. He should, in theory, play at least 13, 14 games this year, or however many, 13, 12, whatever. Enough of us to give a sample size, say, you know what, we're starting to figure out what this kid is. But Tyrone, I mean, are there concerns for you what he's missing now for the next 4 to 6 weeks?
He's going to miss the offensive line cadence. He's going to miss, you know, the difference between working with a receiver and not working for a couple of weeks, and the guy's going to have a hard chance adjusting to that. The speed of the game. That's nobody's talking about.
Yep.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It's going to ramp up. It's going to be different defenses. He's going to see stuff that he hasn't seen before. And I think the most important thing is he's not getting reps. You're getting mental reps, but he's not actually seeing it. But in some cases, man, when, you know, you're a young quarterback and you're able to visualize and see stuff that you wouldn't see before, or a quarterback doing it the right way when he came back last year. But I just think that the most important thing for him is reps. Is going against other teams that, you know, that's the biggest thing. Preseason is big for him. These intermittent scrimmages are big for him. So I think that when you're trying to make, you can't say Joe Flacco and Zach are the same kind of quarterbacks, because Joe Flacco is a Super Bowl winning quarterback, man. That means something. I don't care what skill level that you see him at now, but you know, he understands things. He knows how to move. So I'm scared that it's going to set him back, because I think once he comes back, he's going to be behind. So it's going to take him a couple of weeks just to get acclimated back to what he was doing. So it's you know, it's I'm not going to say it was a wash. I'm glad he wasn't hurt for the season, but it scares me. He's not going to be we're not going to see anything till week 7 or 8 if he comes back week 3 or week 4. You know what I'm saying?
And then you wonder if he starts like trying to force the issue, like if he's not making plays, or if he's struggling a little bit, starts developing bad habits. Like that's the last thing you want.
Yeah, because he's going to try to overdo it. You know what I'm saying? He's going to try. You know, and that's what he did. That's what he did.
Up for lost time.
Yeah, that's what he did last season, and that was the biggest problem. Then when he got a chance to sit down and slow down and see the offense work, and it worked without him, and what you should do. But I don't know. I hope he doesn't come back with that kind of mentality, because that's detrimental to what this team is. Because at the end of the day, when we go on to Joe Flacco and him being the quarterback, I'm going to say some things that I know are going to be controversial. I know you guys are going to get pissed, but it is what it is tonight.
And this comment right here is exactly the mindset that's a problem for me. Preseason means nothing for Zach. They're not even calling a real defense. Okay, Jets gang. If preseason means nothing, did you watch that last game? Because the last game, his first series was terrible, and he threw an interception. The second series before he got injured was not good. And the one thing that's weird to me is that he looked uncomfortable. He looked like he was rushing, looked like he was nervous. And then if you look at all the other quarterbacks all throughout the NFL, the young ones include the rookie ones, they look more composed. You look at Mike White, looks more composed. And this isn't, I know I'm not bashing Zach, but if we're just watching the preseason game and what we saw, it was not encouraging. I was disappointed, Tyron, to be honest with you. I watched him we see all these practice highlights, we see all these things. He has all his confidence. You see all this stuff. He came out skittish. He was staring at receivers. He looked uncomfortable. And I think I don't blame him for going for the extra yards and diving forward and trying to get. That's a competitor, man. That's an athlete's instinct that you can't take away from him. So I'm fine with that. But
it's preseason,
dude. Yeah, it is what it is, dude. But
I want to say
he did not look comfortable. He looked he looked erratic, man.
I want to say something. First of all, to the streaming site, y'all suck, because I couldn't get the game out here. So I ended up watching the game through you guys, and y'all was hilarious, man. Seriously, I couldn't get on the link, but I'm just saying, that's how I enjoyed the game. But I want to say this right here, and I'm going to agree with you totally, Tyson. Yo, listen. He wasn't comfortable. The offense didn't look good. It's base defense, and that's just what it is, and that's scary. And I want to say this to the guy who said that preseason doesn't matter. When you're a veteran like Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers, those kind of guys, it's not important to them. But for a young up-and-coming quarterback with a new offensive line, new weapons, in a system that he's getting acclimated to, which he didn't perform well last year, is very important to him. You understand that competition breeds competition. Still sharpens steel. So when he's going against teams like that, and he's coming out flat, or he's coming out uncomfortable, or he throws a pick that makes no sense to why he threw it, that's very difficult to have and understand. So it's important for him to grow, but I'm scared. I'm scared right now, and I wasn't. I was comfortable, because I'm going to be honest with you, and y'all guys think it's controversial, but I'm going to say this. I want to say it. I think we have a ready to win team right now. I really do. I think that Joe D has put in place, and I think Flacco is going to really show how good his offense and his team is.
All right, but before we even go into that, though, primetime, your level of concern with the preseason game, and it's like, I understand it's a preseason game, but it's the only sampling size we have other than practice highlights against guys in shorts or his own teammates. And we'll go into the defense, I think, but in terms of the Zach and the offense played, and just to clarify,
concerning. It was
we understand there was two backup tackles playing too, but he was throwing. This is more about his mechanics and the way he played.
Yeah, but you look at what the Eagles were doing against our defense, which was playing soft, and those were just easy completions they were making. It was simple. It was routine. That's how it should look in preseason. Like the comment just said, right? It should be routine. It should be easy. Yep. His very first throw goes 10 yards over the guy's head. Guy's wide open on the sideline. Yep. All right, fine. He misfires there. Maybe he's a little nervous. First pass, fine. Yep. Then the check down. I was listening to Tiki Barber on WFM when I was driving before. Like he said, he didn't even look at the receiver. It was just, I think that's going to be there. It should be open. So he didn't even try to read the defense or anything. He just assumed, all right, this is going to be an easy pass, and they were ready for it. So I understand there's this whole learning process, but as far as decision making and accuracy, those are the two biggest things that he has got to improve on this year.
And he's got to be consistent. Like you can't, see now, and this is the same. This is the guy. How can you judge Zach off 3 drives? Well, actually, it was 2 drives because I watched the game. Secondly, that's the problem. Him missing preseason and joint practices. That's the problem.
But that's also a lot of what we've seen in training camp too. Like the few practices that we've been there, he'll make a few of those wow plays at every practice. Like this kid could fucking do it. And then you see a guy 5 yards in front of him, and he tries to throw it 100 miles an hour. But just like Garrett Wilson was talking about.
Project, I was
put some touch on the ball.
Project, I was just about to say that. The Garrett Wilson comparison, bro, was, I'm gonna say, really eye opening. And he said it. He said it without not taking a shot at Zach, but he was just being honest. He was like, "Yo, what's the difference between him and Flacco?" Like, "Yo, listen, he doesn't zip it on a slant." Like, you don't got to throw the ball 100 miles an hour to show everybody your strength.
Yeah,
It's touch.
and that's the experience for for Flacco. I totally understand that. That's something that Zach's going to learn over time. But like you were just saying, I'm not going to say this team's ready to win right now, but there's enough pieces in here where I think the bar should be raised a little bit for them.
But the other thing too is, and the thing is, there's enough pieces where against the vanilla-based defense, you should march on the field. Like everybody, like Jalen Hurts marched right down the field. And I was like, you know what? Let me watch other games. Let me just peek at other games, see what other quarterbacks are doing. Everything looked pretty simple, dude. Just throw it around, get in the flow of your offense. And it looked like there was I don't feel like Zach was feeling pressure, if he was amped up, whatever it was. And what sucks is like primetime, we both said it after the first drive of the interception, like we know he's coming back out again. You're not going to let him leave the game with an interception. You want him to see him build on it. And I'm sure he felt some pressure to be like, oh shit, I can't. He probably felt like I've got to make some plays here and make it look better because this isn't the way we want to do it. And I'm only playing 2 series. And now we're done. And now you wait till next time we see him is live game action, which is not ideal, but it's the NFL. It's, the next man up, figure it out, and trial by fire now, which is not ideal. And Tyrone, you made a really good point that I think he comes back week 3, maybe even week 4, but we may not see his full ability to week 7 because he's got to get back into the flow of shit. Tyson, that's the unfortunate thing.
He's gonna miss 2 more preseason games. He's gonna miss, the enemy to scrimmage. Then we're gonna have regular season game. And Tyson, listen, and you guys were dead on in the game because, listen, I said it was 6 o'clock in the morning. I had to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning just to watch the game myself, which really sucked. But I'm just saying, it wasn't good at all. And we're going to defensive touchdown now as well, but the line looked bad. He looked uncomfortable. Now I want to ask you guys a question. I know it's kind of early, but could he not be ready right now? Could that be the whole? Because listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. He struggled last year, and he's still struggling with these short intermediate passes, and that makes no sense to me. How do you can't miss in overthrowing guys and missing guys in the flat, bro?
But that's what you have preseason for, dude. That's why you have preseason and these other practices. You can see because, dude, if I'm being completely consistent, I've done God knows how many videos on Zach Wilson over the last 2 months. And I am in early on in training camp, we're like, you know what? Wait till the joint practices. First of all, we'll be there. So we're going to see what he's doing. But you can see when he's going against corners that he doesn't know, defenses he doesn't know. And you say, is this kid up to the task or is he still struggling? Is he still behind? Now we don't have the opportunity to see that. So the only thing we've seen of Zach Wilson this year is that preseason game. That's it. That's all we can judge him on him. And Tyrone, it was like, oh man, and now you hope that Primetime made a good point before. It's like, okay, when he does come back, are you opening up the entire playbook or is it going to be like a watered down version because you don't know what he's ready to open up with because we haven't seen him play in 5 weeks.
And you put it at a disadvantage. You put the team at a disadvantage.
Yep.
Probably, do you agree with that? It's going to be like when you put him back in, whenever he comes back, whatever week it is, the team at a disadvantage. And I hope they don't try to rush him back.
Especially if the offense is flourishing under Flacco. If they're moving the ball, they're putting up points, that creates a whole nother issue.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's the next topic, man. It's like now you have Joe Flacco coming here, and that's good. This is gonna kind of go to your point, Tyrone. Joe Flacco is a veteran quarterback who's now fully healthy because now he's over his neck. He's had a full training camp. He's got a full offseason here. He knows the offense, and he's got a lot of talent around him. And he's gonna make up today. He had that one flash throw. Everybody's like, "Oh my God, it's the best throw we see in camp." So now all these guys are gonna start buying into Joe Flacco because he's your quarterback for the next 5-6 weeks. If he starts playing well, the offense starts rolling, and things start looking better. Now you go are we a win now team? We got to go with the hot hand. Say he plays week 1 and lights it up, week 2, and they're winning or playing very good football. Are you going to say, you know what, we got to go with the hot hand now, and Zach's got to sit and watch, or do you bring the kid back in quickly? You could see this happen, dude. I already see this happening. They'll beat the Ravens, and Zach's be ready to go, and it's like, dude, this team's all going to and the thing is that makes you wonder is these guys are competitors, man. You saw Garrett Wilson, you saw Sauce Gardner. These guys are Carl Lawson. They want to win bad, man. Yeah. If you're winning and the guy that's making you win is on the field, do you take him off it?
For me, there's just so many layers to this.
There is.
If Flacco plays well week 1, first off, does Zach Wilson try to push it? If he's still supposed to miss another week or 2, does he start feeling that pressure? Shit, the offense just put up 30 points against the Ravens. Do I need to try to get back quicker? And then if you're talking 2 games, 3 games, let's say we're 2-1, 3-0. I don't think there's any way you could pull Flacco at that point. The only problem is you don't want to find yourself in a situation like in 2015 where you have the Fitzpatrick year, you win 10 games.
Yep, that's the problem.
Where are you the following year? What exactly do you have? What do you know about the team? The only difference is that this roster is much younger. So if it means guys like Garrett Wilson, Elijah Moore, if those guys are developing and progressing, you probably have to live with it and just play the best quarterback.
And this,
There's only so many years that you could throw away rebuilding.
You know, and it's funny because Tyrone, I started getting a lot of messages today saying, listen, man, at the end, this is Jet fans. Now, keep in mind, I hate losing too, man. Like I feared, like, I don't want to go through a 3-14 season this year. I don't do that. We started getting comments like, listen, man, if Flacco's winning is part of the game here. We want to win. So, Jet fans are kind of like, listen, we love Zach. We're glad he's not out for the year, but you can see the fans kind of swaying a little bit. Like, listen, if Flacco's getting us going here, let's go on a run. It's fascinating to see, man, how this is all transpiring.
I couldn't wait to get here to get to this point tonight. I just couldn't, man. It's been on my mind all day. So I just want to say a couple of facts about Joe Flacco that people might not know. Listen, this is a win now team. I don't care what anybody say. Number 2, Joe Flacco is a Super Bowl MVP quarterback. You know what I'm saying? And listen, this is the best talent that we've had on this team.
Yeah,
I don't know, in 11,
terms of
12
playmakers,
years.
yeah,
Exactly, 11, 12 years. This goes back to 2018, when we had Santana and Brandon Edwards and Damian. Exactly, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, Decker and Marshall, but I mean, yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, but overall, we have tight ends, and the thing about Joe Flacco that makes me think that he can come in and make this work. He knows this is the best team he's been around. Even in Baltimore, they didn't have talent like this. So you're looking at what he's going to do. He has 2 quality tight ends. He has 3 quality receivers. He has a great ass running back. If Brown comes through and performs the way he wants to, Fant does what he wants to do, we're going to have a great offensive line. We should have a pretty stout defense. You know what I'm saying? And this is the difference. Zach will make those running plays. Flacco does not make any kind. He's no.
Yeah, but he'll get rid of the ball quick, dude. He ain't gonna hold on to it. He's gonna
Tyson,
drop back and get rid of the ball.
Coming out, he'll know when to audible.
This is the point I wanted to make about Flacco. This is what I wanted to say. Number 1, he's not no threat to run the ball, but he'll get the ball in his hands. He'll hit the check down. Number 2, any defense you throw at him, he's already prepared for, because there's nothing you're going to throw at him that he hasn't already seen on the football field. He's throwing over 40,000 yards, bro. There's nothing you're not going to rattle this guy. So the biggest thing with Flacco is he's going to make the right throw to the right person. He's going to move the ball and make the check down. That's what he brings to this element. And I understand that. Listen, Zach's our future. There's no question there. And I don't want anybody thinking, oh, we're talking. No, I'm not talking like that. I'm just saying Flacco is going to flourish in this. I'm hoping. You know what I'm saying? I want Zach back as soon as possible. But what happens if Flacco comes in with the tight ends that we got, the running backs that we have, and the receivers that we have, and a quarterback that knows where to go with the football, that can get the ball out of his hand and make the right decision? Listen, I think the worst year Flacco ever had, man, he had 22 interceptions, right?
Yep.
Worst year in his whole career. You know what I'm saying? But look at what he's done. He's never, I think his whole career, he's never thrown under like 3,500 yards. You know what I'm saying?
I get it. Like, I agree with you. I think and I'm not saying that they should, not play Zach Wilson. I'm just saying he's going to read the defenses. He's seen it all before. He'll get rid of it. You can open your entire playbook up because he's going to understand it. I mean, it's no big deal. Like, he's been there, done that, and he's got 5 more weeks to be the starting quarterback here and figure it out. So it's going to be fascinating, man.
If he plays just 1 game versus 3 games, like if he just plays 1 game, plays well, they win it, and Zach Wilson's legitimately ready to go week 2,
bring him back in,
avoid any controversy. There's no issue. If
3
he's out
games,
3 games and he's playing well, I think that's
going to be hard. Listen, you can lose your locker room on some shit like this.
Yep.
Okay, if it's week 1 and Flacco plays good and we win or lose, or say we win the game, but say Flacco plays, Zach's out to week 4. Flacco plays 4 good games. We're 3-1.
I'll tell you right now. If after 3 games with Flacco, if Garrett Wilson's got 25 catches, 300 yards, he's balling out, and then Zach Wilson comes back in and his numbers go down, he's not going to bite his tongue and be quiet about it.
Nah, I mean, but listen, Primetime and Tyson, I'm saying this. You can lose your locker room on some shit like this. Listen, at the end of the day,
in that locker room too. We're young team.
But the thing is, Tyrone's right though, because you can't preach competition, earn your spot, earn your job, all this shit. If he does all that, but now you're out, man. Like. Yeah. And they're winning and playing good football. It's a tough spot, man.
But you got to give Joe. You got to give Joe Douglas credit, because he's actually put a really solid team together. And I was just going through the breakdowns today, and I'm sitting there like, yo, listen, like, you know what I mean? Like, this is a really solid team. Like, I mean, when you really break it down, like, you know what I'm saying?
But it's a solid team, but they got a lot to prove, man. They're a solid Tyson. It's a solid team on paper, because now that the next move is this. So they go out. Mekhi Becton's out for the year. So now they go out and they get Dwayne Brown, 2-year deal. I know Primetime, you have the contract numbers. I looked at it briefly. I didn't really
Contract's
3.6
pretty interesting. Yeah, if you
Yeah,
look at the
yeah,
numbers.
it's 3.6 million.
It's 3.6 million, but he's got all sorts of bonuses and incentives that I think could up it to like 9 million. But where it gets interesting is if they cut him after this year. I think if it's before June 1st, they take a pretty big hit. It's like $6.5–7 million next year. If they cut him after June 1st, it's still 4 years in a row of like $1.5 million of dead money.
Yep.
So there's kind of a lot riding on him being able to contribute next year.
Yep.
And if he is on the roster, I think he's making like $11 million next year.
Yeah,
Almost no matter what happens, it's like
it's next year's money's kind of crazy.
It almost feels like Joe Douglas kind of played this.
But at the end of the day, what could he do? I mean, listen. You couldn't take the risk of not having.
Well, I mean, I could disagree with you there. I could have did something different.
Earlier.
There's two things he could have did. He could have signed the guy much earlier and had depth already on the roster.
True.
Or he could have kept George Fant at left tackle and signed a right tackle somewhere.
Yeah, true. I mean, Tyson, listen, I totally agree with you. That's the one issue I do have, what we have right now. I didn't want to move Fant to left tackle. I don't think it's fair to him. Nope. And I think it throws the continuity of the line off. Like we talked last week.
Yep.
Like, yo, listen, when you move Fant left to right, you have to adjust to two positions now.
Yep.
that are mainly important to your quarterback.
Not to mention your guards also that are switching.
Exactly. So if you leave Fant on the left side, you only got to attend to your right side, which is not the biggest issue. You feel me? So, but at the end of the day, let me ask you a question though. Was there anybody out there, you know what I'm saying, with quality that you could bring in that you could be as qualified as Brown?
Listen, he was on paper, he was a Pro Bowl, tackle last year. He's a proven guy. He said he's in phenomenal shape. He's your left tackle, George Fant, who's been an ultimate team player that should get a new contract. They should give him some kind of extension here to give him. This guy's been the true class at this point. I know Dwayne Brown and George Fant are good friends, but so now you have your revamped line, and now they just got to work as much as possible. I think what they said, Dwayne Brown's starting to practice on Friday, I guess.
I think so.
On Friday? Oh, it's right. Okay,
so.
Wow. But what's crazy, Tyson? Like, and this is what I say about changing culture, because years ago, if that would have happened, I'm not talking about like the Brickenshaw era or whatever like that. I'm just talking about just having like divas on the team that'll act up. You know what I'm saying, when you asked to do something like that. You know what I mean? So that's why I say Fant Man is an ultimate professional.
Yep.
He's a true in any Jet fan. Yep. If you don't appreciate what this man is doing, this man is basically taking a $9 to $10 million
How do you pay him now though?
I mean, that's prime time. Listen,
he was a backup last year as a right tackle to start the season.
But he took a $9 million pay cut by going to the right side. He knows that, and we know that. And I hope Joe D plays fair with him.
If he had 2 consecutive years of dominant play at left tackle, imagine the money he's getting versus one great year there and now a shitty year at right tackle at age 30? I mean, what's he going to get if he struggles this year, which I don't think he will. But if he does, I mean, what kind of contract is he looking at?
I mean,
and again, there's two layers to this. You got 4/5 of your offensive line that's either new or in different spots, and then at the end of the year, possibly 3 free agents with McGovern, Fant, and if you don't bring back Brown.
Yep.
And how do you build continuity in 3 weeks? I'm just asking because
you can do that. I mean, I'm not as worried about that. They're veterans. That's the only.
All veterans.
Well, listen, I'm not trying to be funny, but listen, at the end of the day, you think Flint is going to be able to play at the level he would play on the left side, on the right side, moving like that, because that's all different movements, right? Yeah, it's all your kick and your push is all different. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's why maybe they didn't move Brown, because he's 37 years old and
he's not going to play there. That's it. Yeah, he was coming here. That's why it was so funny. Like, we got to talk to him first, see where he's playing. Bullshit. He wasn't coming here unless he was left tackle. That was all just. That was like semantics, and then it's like, all right, so now you have a lot
about Becton too. They were willing to.
Yeah. So now you have a revamped line. So you have Dwayne Brown there, you have them, and now it's just a matter of getting them all on the same page. But they are veterans, so it is a good thing, and it has potential to be stout, which is a good thing, because now it's like, you know what? With Joe Flacco, say Joe Flacco starting week 1, which I think we all agree, they're gonna run the football, dude. Like, they want to run the football, and having guys like this, it kind of helps you do that, and that's maybe where the thing. And so the one guy that keeps saying that Zach had one bad throw, we're shitting on him. We're being fair and honest, man. You can only go by what we've seen. He's still a young quarterback. He's still subject to scrutiny. Like, if you guys are fanboys and think Zach Wilson's got it already, then good for you, and go to a different channel and watch somewhere else. I can give 2 shits. It is what it is, man. Like, this is a big year for him. This is a setback for him. He's got a lot to prove. This is kind of a setback for him. He's going to have some cards stacked against him now. That's just a fact.
It's fair to evaluate him week by week. I don't think
Yeah.
we've said anything that's like over the line. Like, we're not
Nope.
saying get rid of him. We're not saying he's a bust yet. And I've seen plenty of that, and I think that's ridiculous. The same way that I felt it was okay to criticize some things that Becton did, but if you're in his fucking messages calling him fat, calling him a bust, all that shit, that's like it's crossing a different line. So I feel like, like this time of year, we always have the conversation about good fan versus bad fan, right? Everyone's got the opinion on what a good fan is and what a bad fan is, but we've all got opinions. Like, everything's different. Like, just let it play out.
We all have the same goal. We want to see Zach do great things. Like, we want to see him flourish, but at the same time, we can't ignore certain things or express our concerns, because I'm older than shit, and I've seen this with some of the other quarterbacks. So you got to see, hey, you know what? This is a potential concern. The other thing is, if you're looking at, just to go on the defensive side of the ball, it's a first preseason game. And the Jets had a lot of chippy practices. You're like, you know what? These guys are going to come out raring to go, fired up, ready to smack somebody else in the mouth other than their own teammate. And what I saw was the same thing I saw all of last year. Slow starting defense. They did, and I understand there's no scheme. I understand there's no play calling. But I also understand there's a competitor in front of you. And they do turn, they're like zombies out there. I was like, what am I watching? Meanwhile, the Eagles are flying around, and I'm like, this is like, it was like they were just like they were all contentious to be there, and like no big deal. And then there goes Jalen Hurts down the field. There goes Minshew down the field. Boom. And I was disappointed the first half, dude. I really was.
Prime time.
I was disappointed with it, and I was also disappointed with the practice that followed when it was open to the public, because it was a lot of the same thing. It was a lot of walkthroughs. There wasn't a whole lot of energy. Like, you see players getting chippy and whatnot, but as far as like the actual physicality, and like, there's no hitting. Like, Saleh was upset that a few guys got thrown to the ground and got tackled. But like, I'm not trying to say that we should go back to the Parcells days. That's never going to happen with any team. But there's a certain level of intensity and physicality that you've got to bring week in, week out if you want to be ready for week 1 against the Ravens. They're going to be on a different level than us.
I was disappointed, man.
No, and I want to say this right here, and I think Tyson said it. He always says this, but what I'm saying, it's violence. You know what I'm saying? You can't just listen. Our first 4 teams are physical teams. You can't come in there soft playing against them, man. You listen, and it's not a switch you can cut on. And I know they're trying to keep these guys safe, but you got. This is a gladiator sport. So gladiators got to be gladiators. They got to get physical, and that's what was more disappointing to me in the first. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. The first half of the football game, the defense looked really bad. It looked really soft.
Well, and the other thing, Tyrone, this is what I want to get your question on too, is because I was disappointed, man. Because I was so looking forward to this game. I'm like, finally, our young team, here we come, flying around Jets. We're going to start establishing our culture now, start establishing our mindset now. And it's like, that Quincy Williams hit pissed me off to no end. And then what pissed me off even more than the stupidity of the hit is that he was in the game on the next play. You make a stupid play like that, dude, you're out. You're out for a couple plays. Sit down and think about what you just did, because you cost us 15 yards on the first down. Not to mention, Saleh never does that.
Blame the Dak injury on that too. Obviously, everything completely changes once the defense stays on the field for another 3 minutes.
But it's like, I mean, take him out of you commit a flagrant penalty like that, ridiculousness like that. That's just probably me, the old school Tyson. I like Parcells and those guys like that. But you hold guys accountable. You fuck up like that, you're out, bro. That's it. Sit down and think about it. I want somebody that can stay composed. And the funny thing is, Saleh talked about it today. I want agitators. I want this. I want that. Dude, exactly what you said. It was exactly what he didn't do. And you reward him by keeping him on the field. That's insane, man.
The difference between being an agitator and being reckless. That's completely
I hate that.
I think it's a good teachable moment, like afterwards, but like in the moment,
game, dude.
Pull him off the field. Like, that shit should not happen. It wasn't like it was even close to this. He took 3 steps out of bounds.
3 steps out of bounds, exactly. And I want to say something else too. Listen, C.J. Mosley and Lawson didn't play, right? So my point is this though. But the rest of them guys were starters, right? Mm-hmm. And I know it's vanilla, and I know you're not showing anything, but at the end of the day, I thought our defense would be way better than what they've shown with our first strings in the game. And I'm watching guys. I watched Alexander play late into the third quarter. Like, why is he out there? Like, that shit is crazy as hell.
The effort, but see, the effort bothered me. And then what happens is you see the effort from the first and second string. Then you see guys like Michael Clemens and Bryce Huff, and they are flying around. And
exactly, bro.
Like, where was that in the first? Like, why are our starters doing like that? It was just to see that, man. It was like, and we're not talking about starters. We're talking about the effort, the tenacity, the coverage, the physicality. It wasn't there.
Is that the players or is it the coaching, whatever scheme they were?
Exactly. Yeah.
But you saw like a different level of effort in the third and fourth quarter. Now I understand that could be guys playing for roster spots, playing for playing time. But you know what? Nobody should be comfortable. Like everybody should be willing to. If you're a starter, you're only getting 3 series, and you know it. Give us your best 3 series.
Out. Exactly.
Right?
Ball out.
It bothered me, but I'll be more concerned about it if we see that again for the second preseason game, where that's like the real tune-up. If Solid treated this one as, hey, we're just going through the motions, make sure you communicate, make sure you know where you're supposed to be lined up, like just know the plays.
But Primetime, we saw this shit. What was the biggest problem we had? What was the biggest problem we had last year in regular season? The first quarter of every game, the defense came out flat as shit, slow walking, and we're down 7-0, 10-0 before they even woke up.
Well, they didn't come out with physicality. Listen, listen, and this is the thing with all that paper talent is exactly what it is. It's paper talent. Listen, if you don't match Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, or Cincinnati's fucking intensity, we're gonna be 0-4 real quick. I don't care how good Flacco play, because we can't stop anybody. These are physical fucking teams that will punch you in your mouth. And so if you're not gonna hit them back in their snap box, it's gonna be a long ass game. So these preseasons will be used to measure. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, like, oh boy, Cyclops, listen, Clemens, this kid played out of his mind. The kid had a sack. The kid had like 6 or 7 tackles. He was all over the field,
constantly pursuing,
and played with violence.
But Bryce Huff, dude, too. Bryce Huff, like, we'll go into our next little topic, and that's the emerging players, because there's a lot of guys that. I guess I'll start on offense first, because like the couple guys that caught my eye really first is Breece Hall, man. Breece Hall is just like, give him the ball in space, man. His cutbacks, his ability to explode. It's like, dude, how do you not love what you see out of him? Like, it just. I love Michael Carter, but Breece Hall is exciting, man. He really is.
I'll throw a different running back at you. How about Zonovan Knight? I mean, we all knew that he had like some power and whatnot, but like seeing him actually turn a kick and had some speed, I'm like, if he could actually do that, catch some passes out of the backfield, that might be Tevin Coleman out the door.
Bro, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to
keep
Tyson, man. I just think, listen, that 3rd and 1 run, bro, like just how smooth he was. And then when it opened up with that cut and he just shipped and dropped his hips, man, he was just gone. This kid runs like a fucking gazelle, bro. You know who he reminds me of running the football? It's like LT, LT, but also what's my man name? Le'Veon. Yo,
that's what I said. That's the same thing.
Yo, it's like they had a baby. There he go. Cause bro, he is so smooth with it, man. But when he hits that gear, like, listen, I love Carter, and I was big on Carter last year. Listen, I just think Hall is our starting running back, and I think he's going to get a lot of touches. This kid's going to be awfully productive. This kid, like when I say Joe D might have stole something sweet, I really do. This kid is extremely talented. And in prime time, the kid Knight, like I'm watching this kid, man. He's big, he's physical, he runs with purpose. Yo, a lot faster, and he has a lot better hands than I thought he did too. That was a knock on the kid coming out. He couldn't catch at the backfield. Yo,
So then you go from the running backs to the wide receivers, where Garrett Wilson is just he has it all, man. He's explosive, he's fast, he's an ultra competitor. He's got some sizzle to him. You have him. You have Elijah Moore. Denzel Mims. Everybody's trying to. He had the 2 good catches, then he has the penalty, and then it's just like a drop.
I'll give Garrett Wilson a ton of credit, not just for what he did in the preseason game, caught 1 or 2 passes, but the level of intensity that he brings in practice too. Like you don't have a lot of guys on offense that are talking shit. You got a lot of guys on defense that are talking shit. And then the other day, he made a couple catches, kind of flung the ball at Sauce, got in Nathan Shepard's face. It's nice to have some of that on the offense.
Yes, sir. Dogs. It's nice to have dogs. But the one thing I like about Wilson, and I'll say this kid route running is amazing, bro. Like the way he drops, and then like his ability to go get the ball. Like I didn't watch a lot of him, you know what I'm saying? So I've been watching a lot of stuff that you guys post and other stuff that's been posted about this kid, man. When I say him going to get the ball, like he really goes up and go get the ball. Like it's kind of like that Lynn Swanish when he's in the air, bro. He just
he's got that body control.
Exactly. And that's I've never noticed that in a receiver until watching him, in our era. Like, he really goes up and then he comes down. Like, the catch he had on the sidelines, when he came down and just got his feet in, bro. Like,
that's had a catch like that today in practice.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
But it's nice to have that. This, the good, some really, really talented receivers, and then you go to the.
Well, hold on. Where do you think Mims stands right now? I mean, it seems like he's making plays in practice. He had a couple catches, but like he also has the false start, which was a big problem last year.
Did you see Samini's thing today? He's like,
So-
Mims made a great catch in very limited reps.
He's been working on the practice that was open to the public. He was only working with the third string with
That's everything I've seen.
and he actually had some nice catches down the field. I'm like, all right, so he's showing some things, but then early in practice, he's always working with special teams, and you can see like he's frustrated. He's walking over to the drills. He's got his head.
He's talking
down.
to Salah in
He feels
between
like he should
practice.
not be
Yeah.
there.
And I watched today prime time. I watched the video you talking about where he got the pass from Flacco in the end zone. That
I think it was Strevler that threw it. No,
Yeah.
huh?
it was Strevler that threw it. I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. It was a beautiful ass catch in the way to adjust his body. But then I also watched they had them doing like gunner drills. I'm like, yo, I don't think the kid makes team. I just listen. I think for whatever reason, he just doesn't get it. And he doesn't fit what they want. And the kid is talented. We all know that. But listen, you know what I'm saying? If you're not showing how talented you are when it's time to play, then what does it matter? Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You can be the best practice player in the world and suck doing games.
Well, it's just like you look at Jeff Smith, the Jets obviously like him, a special teams guy. You have all these other guys. But so you have this depth at wide receiver, but also you have the tight end position too, which is now loaded. So obviously Conklin has just been amazing, which this is the guy. I loved him. But he's got great chemistry with any quarterback at this point. Uzuma, we know he is. You know, Rucker coming in. But the guy that's starting to catch attention is Cager, man.
Yep.
Because Cager put on some size. Mm-hmm. He looks like he's putting it all together. If he can block, like that was kind of his kind of rap that he was, he can do all the really good things, but he's not really good in pass protection. Dude, or run blocking. He looked good, man.
Are you going to keep 4 tight ends, and do any of those guys fill the role for H-back?
That's what I'm saying.
Somebody like
I'm saying you may keep an extra tight end and get rid of keep a Cager on your roster, and then that could be Mims' spot.
That's so hard to say though, because we know the three that we're keeping for sure. But you know what I'm saying? Then we do have a fullback on the roster. So who you going to put in the H-back? But you know what I'm saying? Listen, like, yo, I think they might be looking at Rucker as that H-back tight end kind of, just because he's a jack of all trades. Big ups to his pops, man. His pops makes you, if you're not pumped up for watching one of his pops videos, you're not a Jet fan, man.
But Rucker could be a really good, valuable weapon in the backfield. He could do a lot of good things for you. I think a guy like Wesco is going to probably be gone though, because Wesco, if you can only keep some of these hybrid guys. I mean, especially if you want to keep Cager on a team.
Yeah, I think Cager has more upside just because he's a former wide receiver. But I think that if you're going for Wesco and Cager, imagine using Cager out the backfield. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the mismatches you can create with the tight ends that we have now. Yep. Like you can go in the 12 personnel. Everyone thinks you're running the ball, and you got guys you can move around all over the field and make a mismatch. So, like I said, man, listen, we this is why I said the opportunity. This is why it's kind of a ready to win now team. I mean, you have real extreme talent on this team that we haven't had.
Well, there's a lot. I mean, there's on paper, a lot of these guys haven't played it down in the NFL yet, or really established anything in the NFL. So even including Elijah Moore, like we expect a lot of good things for a lot of players, but they actually got to do. We haven't seen it yet. So then you go to the defensive side of the ball. We already touched on it earlier, but the defensive line, there's going to be some tough cuts, dude, because these guys are getting after it, man. Like there is some legitimate. This is the kind of shit where either Joe Douglas can either trade somebody and kind of get some kind of return on it, or these guys that get cut are getting signed pretty quickly elsewhere. I mean, there's a lot of competition, man.
Big question. I mean, how many D-line are you keeping first off?
Good question.
You have at least 8 or 9 that are probably guaranteed locked to make the roster. And then beyond that, you have, the Nathan Shepherds, the Tanzel Smarts.
I like Tanzel Smart, man.
Yes.
Based on the way he's played, you saw Michael Clemens, you got Jacob Martin.
Jonathan Marshall.
Yeah,
there's so many guys. How many are you keeping, though? Like, realistically, 9?
I think you keep 10.
And then what? Vinny Curry's been hurt, right? He's been out.
Yeah.
I mean,
Curry's probably out.
Yeah. I mean, Tanzel Smart is the guy, dude. He's always around the ball, man. He's just always doing something, which is good. Mm-hmm. And then Quinnen Williams is having a great camp. Yeah. So this is going to be some tough cuts, man. I just think that I wouldn't be surprised if somebody gets traded, man. I wouldn't be surprised because there's just a lot of value there
Zuniga
now.
Also, Chad mentioned Zuniga.
Zuniga's been awesome. First of all, I was shocked he was still on the team. Dude, Zuniga's like a whole new player, man.
Yes.
He's like fast, physical. Like, what the hell did he do this offseason?
Listen, you know what's so crazy, Tyson? Like, yo, listen, really, really stepping up. And the funny part is, like, you can't cut somebody off this defensive line and expect them to clear waivers and something to the practice squad. That's just not happening.
Yep.
It's just too much talent there. And it's like, I don't even know. I don't know if I'm mad or frustrated because I don't want to see a lot of players go. I have no clue. I mean, I know the base of who they're keeping, but the tail end, I have no clue who they're keeping, man. I mean, it's just
That's a good comment from Dan. I mean, if the drop off isn't too far from Rankins to Smart or whoever's
what's Frank's contract though? Can you save money by cutting him?
I think so. I think they save like $4 or $5 million bucks.
Yeah, I don't think he hurts against the cap. I don't think he hurts against the cap at all. But I listen. The reason I don't think Rankins will go anywhere because he's on the inside, and him and Quinnen. You know, he's just such a.
So is John Franklin Myers.
Yeah, but Solomon Thomas.
But listen, what I'm saying though is I just think that those four are going to be a lock regardless because they're talking about
Rankins is a lock.
They're talking about moving Franklin Myers in on passing situations, moving them kicking them on the inside. But I'm just saying, as for what Salo wants to do is keep guys fresh. I mean, I just think Rankins, man, like him and Quinnen 1-on-1, they're going to be hard.
Yeah, but if you have a guy that's similar to Rankins making $4 million less.
I don't know, man. Like I hate to be Joe D, but
it's more than that. It's 5 point. Hold on, it's 5.5, man. If you have a young guy that's that's emerging and doing the same thing.
But prime time, I got a question though, right? Listen. Yeah. So what's the max defensive lineman we can keep? Like
I'd say probably 10.
10 is probably the borderline pushing it, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I don't think they would go any more than that.
Yeah.
I don't even think 10's like too much with the way that Salah rotates these guys on the D line. I mean, they're all going to play. They're all going to be out there.
So listen, prime time. Give me the 10 right now. You see making it.
All right. So inside it would be Quinnen Williams, Rankins, Solomon Thomas, and either I guess Shepard or Tanzel Smart, one of those two. And then on the
fingers,
outside,
Tyrone's literally counting with his fingers.
And then on the outside, you got Lawson, Franklin Myers. You got Clemens, Jermaine Johnson, who's barely been playing also.
I haven't seen him at all, right?
Yeah, haven't seen a lot of him. Seems like he's kind of figuring a lot of things out.
Yep.
And then you got Huff and you got Jacob Martin. That's your 10 right there.
There's 10 right there. Okay. So, man. So what about the kid from last year we drafted? What's his name? What's his name?
Marshall.
Marshall, yeah. So Marshall,
like
bro, really. So Marshall and
you got Curry, Zuniga.
So
they get all guys, man.
So Marshall and Zinga can do the practice squad.
Yep.
Yeah, he said Solomon Thomas. Yeah, he said Solomon Thomas. God,
it's gonna be some tough cuts. But the other thing too, keep in mind, not to be like a negative Nancy, but it's also August 16th. Usually over the next couple of weeks, injuries gonna start happening, man. Because now you have preseason injuries. It's just the nature of beast, and you see all these teams now, like the Cleveland Browns are getting decimated at the center position right now. Like they're the third string right now. But then you go to linebackers, which obviously I think Quan Alexander's been awesome. The CJ Mosley didn't play, which is probably smart. We have Quincy Williams, which we already talked about. You saw something. You have Sherwood, you have Najaldine. Who is it? Marcel? What the hell is the guy's name?
Marcel Harris.
Yeah, he did some decent things there.
Yeah, and Najaldine did too.
Yep.
Yeah, Najaldine did all right too on a couple pass coverages I saw. I noticed that he did pretty good.
And he knows the defense from San Francisco too.
Yep. So then you go linebackers. I think we're right there. But then it gets interesting with corners though, because I love what Sauce Gardner the way he plays, man. Prime time. I'm becoming a bigger fan like almost every day with this guy because if you follow us on social media, he's the first guy in the field, man. Every practice, he's the first guy, and it's like within 50. He's the first guy. He's a leader. He's vocal. He's always asking questions, and it's like he just wants it. Like the great thing today was they gave up a touchdown. He's like, let's do it again. Like he want to go back on the field again and play it again because he's like, we want to compete. That mindset with him, dude, is so good. I love that about him.
And I think that's why they drafted him as high as they did. Yep. Not that he's not, a physical specimen and can be an elite corner, which he can be, but just the intangibles, what he brings off the field for just the leadership, setting the tone of the locker room. Like he is all about football. Like it wasn't just talk with what they're saying. Like you see it when he's out there. He's always working technique. He's always just heading to the game. Like that's exactly what you want. And that's going to trickle throughout the locker room.
Yeah. No, so you have him. DJ Reed is back in practice now, but DJ Reed, a quality guy. But you still have all these other young corners that are fighting for it too. And it's interesting to see where they go because there's a lot of competition there and that's safety. It's prime time.
Well, yeah. I mean, you got Sauce, you got Reed, you got Eccles, you got Hall. Those four, I would assume, are probably locked in. Michael Carter's going to be locked in the slot. So then how many corners are you keeping? Guidry or Isaiah Dunn, Justin Hardy, who Brant Boyer was raving about today, top 5 special teams player. He called him a Pro Bowler. I don't think he's getting cut. So, I mean, how many corners are you keeping?
Yep.
This is crazy. Like, I mean, listen, I mean, you gotta keep at least 5 corners or 6. You
I think
have
keep it 6 probably.
Yep.
Yeah, 6.
And
Okay,
then you got to look
and
at.
4 safeties, right? 3 safeties.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Now you go to safety position because is Lamarcus Joyner hurt again? Is he out
He
again?
is.
Oh,
He
he
I
is
is.
sick,
haven't,
right?
I haven't seen. I
think
haven't
he was sick.
seen
I think
him.
he said he was sick.
Who's
Like
sick?
an illness or something.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
So then you have you have Joyner, you have Whitehead. I like Will
Pinnock.
Parks. He seems like he's always making plays, and the Jets are apparently very high on Pinnock.
Yeah,
So if you
he's
have
out-
those
solid
four
with
guys,
training.
Yeah, they're really, yeah.
he's
But
he's a freak athlete. So if you have those four guys, then you what? What happens with Elijah Riley, Ashton Davis, all these guys? I mean, or
You
they
got to go.
Are you definitely even going to keep 4 though? I mean, you have 3 linebackers that are basically hybrid safeties. I mean, can you get by with 3?
That you know what, prime time, that scares me though. Like, you know what I'm saying? That scares me. I mean, I understand you got guys in the hybrid. Listen, you got to keep base 4. I mean, at least, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, if you try to store Ashton Davis on the practice squad, I don't think anybody's claiming him.
yeah. I mean,
Nah,
I know Ashton Davis had a good day today. I still don't.
I don't listen, bro. Listen. I remember watching the game with Tyson, bro, and I'm sitting there, and he came out and he just ran right by him. Tyson, he just is done. Like, his angles are awful, but like, yeah, I mean, but I like I said, this year right here is gonna be hard to hide guys in the practice squad. But listen, I hope Joe D pulls something that Belichick is always famous for. Put these guys on the injured reserve, baby. Go ahead and snatch them off there, baby.
Like, your hamstring hurts. No, it doesn't, coach. Yes, it does.
Yes,
You kick it in the back of the leg. Hamstring hurts now.
Yes.
Well, then you have the safeties. Then you have the kicking competition right now. I think where it looks like Zerline probably has a little bit of an advantage. I guess prime time. I think Pinheiro has a tight back or something right now, right?
Yeah, Pinheiro didn't practice, I think, 2 days ago. I don't know if he practiced today, but yeah, they said he had a tight back. Zerline, you see a little bit stronger of a leg. Pinheiro was a little bit more accurate early on. So I don't really know who's winning that. When we were at the green and white, Pinheiro, I think he made all of his. Zerline missed 1 or 2.
Missed one,
Same thing at the practice before the last one I was at. So it seems like it's going back and forth.
Yeah, so I mean, overall, like there is some, there are some concerns, but there's a lot of young talent. But now it's like I cannot wait till this weekend for the joint practice. I can't wait to see because it's so interesting to watch. Then you have the game, but now you're going to see I'm assuming the game on Monday. They're probably going to play what 2 quarters to starters. I guess they're going to have to.
They'll probably go into the second half at least one drive. Usually
they have to, right?
As far as
like having a veteran like Flacco, would you play him 2 quarters, or would you just kind of?
He'll probably get 2, and then Mike White gets 2.
Okay.
You have to, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just don't. Hey, look, Joe. Just get down. Just keep it simple, baby.
He's still. I mean, can you imagine? We have Mike. Imagine this time next week we're talking about Mike White.
Oh my God, bro.
I like.
Yo,
I like Mike White.
He's got that like it factor about him. I don't know.
Yo, look, I can see Joe D right now. Hey, Jimmy, you want to play in New York?
Bro, I'll tell you right now, that preseason live stream was one of the most difficult ones to do I think we've ever done because 20 minutes in, we're like, holy shit, Zach Wilson's going to be out for the year because you have all these Twitter doctors saying, oh, no, I confirmed it. It's a torn ACL. He's out. So now I'm sitting there like, oh, my God, we're going to go into year 3 of not knowing what Zach Wilson is. We have to go with Flacco all year. Like, right prime time, it was the most depressing stream ever. Like,
can I say something, man?
All 3 hours.
Brutal.
Can I say something? Like,
sure.
Like, so I'm watching you guys, right? Because you know what I'm saying? And I couldn't comment in the chat. It wouldn't let me comment in the chat. And
did you hit the like button at least?
Yes. It is probably, listen, it's probably the best thing that ever happened with me not being able to comment. Bro, I was done. I was like, man, I can't believe this bull. Listen, Tyson, you going on your rant. I was going on I was like, I cannot believe this. Preseason? Like, I hate this fucking team. Primetime, favorite quote of all, man. Man, we just cursed, man. This is bad.
Yep.
It's bad. It's preseason. It's not, man, you can't make this shit up.
Bro,
going into the joint practices and the next preseason game. It's a fine line between getting your team ready for week 1 and then risking guys getting hurt.
It was brutal. You think like you just start going down that rabbit hole of like, oh my God, we're gonna have Flacco all year. We're not gonna know what Zach is. What if we suck? We don't know what's gonna like, and it's just like we don't know. We're not gonna know what Salah is. Like you think worst case scenario, like this happened to Pennington, this happened to Sanchez. Like you go down like we're cursed. Like I was so miserable, dude. Like Saturday, thank God we had sparring Saturday morning where I was like, this is great, man. Like I was so amped up, I couldn't wait to train. I had so much like anger inside of me. And then all this stuff came out. And then we had the former Jet scout shit, which was funny as hell. But man, thank God. The good thing is that Zach will be playing this year. Hopefully he'll get at least 13, 14 games, and you can see what he had at him. But that was a rough stream, man. That was
scary,
brutal.
That was good. Yeah, watching them go down, bro. Like, I was like, there's no way, dog.
Just,
no fucking way.
I'm
And
just,
then, yo, I'm watching Twitter and I'm listening to this BS and they're like, yo, he's out for the season. I said, bro, I'm telling you right now, I can't, like, this team just does this
Yep.
shit to me every single man. It's like loving somebody that just don't love you back.
yeah.
It's like,
I was
yo,
just like, cause do you think worst case scenario? I'm like, oh my God, we're gonna be talking fucking draft in October. We're gonna be doing like we're gonna be doing like interviews in November with like clowns and all
like,
kinds of shit.
it's
And
it's
like
like,
the former scout thing was funny as shit, man. That was just I roasted the shit out of him.
shit just sucks.
That was the only thing that got us through the stream.
It just sucks though, man. Like, you know, it's like yo, my man was like, you ever, bro, like, listen, like being a Jet fan, I never have a wife, bro, because I'm just moody as hell when we lose and shit like this, bro. Nobody would want to be around me, bro, after seeing that, bro. I was like, yo, he went down. I'm thinking he's not hurt. Oh my God, he's down. I said, oh my God, he's limping. I'm like, fucking, are you serious?
It was
No, man.
Yeah, and this is the next thing too. And I mean, Brady Quinn just needs to shut the fuck up. Like seriously, dude. And I like Brady Quinn, man. Like I was a fan of him when he was coming out of college. I was like, you know what? I wish the Jets would get.
Sucked out of college,
but
bro.
as
he's
an
a Notre
analyst,
Dame quarterback, he sucked.
Thank you, right?
But but his NFL career is terrible. But I'm like, now as an analyst, he's just dumping all over Zach Wilson. Like he's a bust. The media wants him to succeed. He's got no talent. He's got no this. Like I'm just like, why, man? Like, are you trying to make yourself relevant?
Well, you just said it. Yeah, you know why. Certain guys in the media know what buttons to push to get the reactions that they want. That's.
Oh no! What is it? What is it? Same old Jets. This is why the Jets can't do this. They're not
Even guys like Mike Greenberg. Did you hear him today?
Yo, listen. You know who else I don't. You know who else I don't.
I got a request to do a video about it, but I haven't seen what he said yet.
What did he say? What did he say, Prime?
No, they were just doing a segment on like talking about whether or not the Jets are like ready to move on from Zach Wilson, and he was going, I can't believe it. A year after we drafted him, here we go. We're already even talking about the possibility that we have to move on from this kid. We had the number 3 pick, we had the number 2 pick. What's it going to take? The number 1. I'm like, dude, just shut up.
Well, I saw the one thing they said, based on that Joe Douglas should be in the hot seat now because Zach got hurt. Like what?
What?
Yeah, I think one of the analysts on the
like
show
it's like amateur hour shit.
About Zach Wilson, you could be talking about the GM if he's a bust too.
You know what else kills me, man? Like, and it all ties back. All these former Patriot commentators, all of them fucking suck, bro. They all hate this team. Period. Yep. It's just what it is. So every interview or every chance they get, they take a shot at the Jets, bro.
But you know what I hate the most, though? What I hate the most is that they're not educated because they don't know shit about the team, but they get portrayed like Mike Greenberg's the best fan in the world. The guy's a fraud, man. Like it's like made for TV takes he does. It's not like there's no like Jet fan inside of there. It's just all like it's all made for TV shit, dude. I get
such a difference when you listen to him versus like Rich Eisen or somebody like that.
Yeah, it's so different, dude. It's
Rich genuinely loves this team. You know who else loves this team, man? Who's starting to be my favorite guy, yo? Chad Johnson. Big up to the big homie. He was like, yo, Zach, take my knees. We need you, baby. Yo, what other comment you need with that, man?
Yep.
I think he became a Jet fan when Revis took his soul.
Yep. All right, so we will share the link. So and don't forget, you guys, we have koozies. They're $6, 2 for $10, $1 for every one we sell goes to the Defensive Line Foundation to help support suicide prevention and mental health support. So I got to share the link. I haven't done that yet. I've been lazy. I'm sure these calls will be all reasonable. We'll have no arguments because we're all friends here.
Sure, it'll be nice and relaxing.
If you guys are going to practice on Friday, let us know. We'll be there. Oh, time you said 10 o'clock prime time?
9 o'clock. It's an early one.
9 o'clock.
Should probably get there even earlier just in case there's any issues with the buses.
Tyson don't
sleep. No, so what happened with the? So I got to hear this story.
You're gonna make me go into this shit again.
Yeah, right, because I want to hear it because I didn't. I was out.
All right. So first off, for anybody that's like calling me lazy because I didn't want to walk a mile and a half, that had nothing to do with it. I have no issue walking a mile and a half. I walk or jog at least like 3-4 miles almost every day. No issue with it at all. Obviously, there's other people that are a little bit older or have kids that can't make that walk. The issue was practice was supposed to start at 9 o'clock. They moved it back to 10 o'clock. So you think, all right, a full hour to get prepared, have your shit together, have all your buses ready to go. There shouldn't be any issues. I get there at 9:15. Usually when I get there that early, there's like no line at all because they have their buses ready. They start shuttling everybody over to the practice and the line starts forming outside where they let people in. They start scanning tickets and it's usually a pretty quick process. So I'm waiting in line. It's like 9:20, 9:30, 9:40. The only thing I had seen was an 8-person minivan pick up one person, come back 15 minutes later, pick up another few people. So I eventually go over to the parking attendant and like, the guy who's like, shuttling people in and out.
Yeah.
I'm like, do you have any idea if the buses are still coming? And he's like, I believe they are. I'm like, has anybody given you any updates? Because there's a lot of people here. The gates are supposed to open in 5 minutes. Practice starts in 40 minutes. There's no way you're getting all these people here in time. So he gets back on the walkie. He's like, is there any updates on the bus? The guy responds to him, and I can hear it. He's like, yeah, we're still trying to figure out if or when they're coming. I'm like, fuck that. And I just started walking. Me, Kyle, Gangley, David, we just started walking.
So now what
at like 10:20. The building was completely empty. Guys were still walking in at like 11 o'clock, 11:10, pissed off that they missed a half hour of practice. It was ridiculous, man.
So now what happened after practice, prime time?
What happened after practice?
Let's talk about, I guess, something about your arm or your throwing or something. Or
was that random, man?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he was the only one that witnessed it. I wish nobody did. So I was going to get a nice video for the channel of me, completing passes to Wayne Corbett on his birthday and Curtis Martin, all the targets that they have.
Yeah.
And it didn't go well. There were different size footballs. Some were inflated too much, some were kind of deflated. So it was hard to like get in a rhythm. And the girl that was throwing them to me, she was fucking beautiful. So I couldn't even like focus on the targets.
Focus, man. Focus.
Yeah, I was like 0 for 8. If I made a couple, like I was gonna shoot my shot, try to get the girl's number, and I was just done after. I was 0 for 8, and I just walked off, head down. It was bad.
So basically, you were like Zach Wilson in the preseason.
Pretty much.
Hey, I do got a question though, bro. Like, so what happened with the fight with Carl Lawson, man? What happened with that, man?
I didn't even see like how it started. I just saw him, and I think it was Grant Herman's. They were just throwing some fucking haymakers, and then everybody just broke them up after that.
So prime time, I got a question for you. We have a bunch of people get ready to come on the show, but at least 4 or 5 of them have their own shows. So I think we should make them last then, right? We should probably go people who don't have shows first, because now everybody has their own YouTube channel now. So
who doesn't have a YouTube channel now? We're a podcast.
It's just like pretty much everybody on there has got their own show. So
go ahead.
So let's go with the person with the newest show. What's up, man?
Hey, what up, fellas?
What's going on, bro?
Going on, guys? What's going on? Cheers.
How you doing, man?
How you doing?
Same old goodness. Just living the dream, right?
Absolutely.
Sir.
Yo, man. I mean, last Friday was that not expected? On your show last week, I said you better sit Zach down. No, he needs the reps, guys. He needs the reps.
Did Patrick Mahomes sit this weekend?
Did Patrick Mahomes have Chuma Adoga at left tackle?
Doesn't
Did he
matter.
have?
You just running the ball, dude. It wasn't like they were teeing off on Zach Wilson.
Don't give me that it don't matter nonsense.
It doesn't matter. Did Zach Wilson get sacked?
He had a run for his life because of a late 4th round right tackle. That end blew right by him. He had to go around him. But if he would have waited one more week, at least you have 2 experienced tackles. And guess what? What happens? Come on, man. Like, enough is enough, dude. But like the Jet fans never learn. There was no reason to trot him out there. There's no reason. None.
Pressure isn't why him not going out of bounds and throwing the ball away. That's why he got hurt.
Yeah, he had to play, man. You had to play him. He needed the reps, man. I mean,
it's not like he's gonna. Really, he's gonna face pressure during this.
All right.
He's got to learn how to be able to read it, to get around it. Like that's part of it.
Perfect. So where is his reps going to be this Monday night? Where's his reps going to be next week? Where's his rep? Where's his rep?
Don't play him at all preseason. Then just wait.
Don't play him week 1. Don't play him week 1.
No, I'm saying like, before the injury, like if that's the mindset we're gonna have, like don't play him at all. Just wait for.
No. Hold on a second. It's not about bubble wrap. You had an amazing off season, and you put him in that situation with 2 guys on the ends. You knew for a fact that is the worst position possible.
Then run the ball 8 times.
Does he have to run
quick
the ball
passes
in preseason? I mean, did he have to make that run in preseason? Game time, I understand. It's preseason. Throw the ball away.
He's a competitor. He's gonna do that. Off the heels of that bad interception, he wants to like make amends. So now again, what's the argument? He's out. Now, one more thing. So you trot him out week 1?
No.
If he's clear to go? Absolutely not. Nope. Absolutely not. I'd put him week 3. Freaking 3.
All
Yep.
four.
But no,
Yes,
Jet
sir.
fans, no, you got to get him. You got to get him.
No.
Got to get him over there.
Well, no,
Week
see, that's
one.
not Dan. That, to be honest with you, I just went through all my comments on YouTube. Dude, pretty much every Jet fan saying the same thing. Be cautious.
hope
Don't
so.
rush him back. They're all
Yeah.
saying week 2, week
Yep.
3, because we all know, dude. Like you're missing the joint practices, you're missing preseason, and he can't even be on his legs, dude. He's got to be off his foot. Like he can't do shit. So it's not like he's out doing like he's not doing walkthroughs. He ain't doing anything.
Fellas, I think honestly, blessing in disguise. The guy comes back week 3. He's fully healthy. You have now Dwayne Brown as left tackle. You have Fant right now there. They're going to gel very well. So by the time he comes back, the offensive line is in sync. Zach Wilson's going to be in an excellent position right there. He's going to be healthy.
But he's got no chemistry with his teammates.
He will. That'll come with
the fly when he's running for his life.
But he's not going to run for his life. He was running for his life last Friday. That's when he was running for his life.
No, but I'm saying,
I mean, come on, guys. Like, come on. You're going to put him out there? I'm more than sure that Andy Reid would have not put Patrick Mahomes had he put a third string left tackle, left tackle.
Hold on. Belichick played Brady every fucking preseason game and didn't give 2 shits.
Did he play Mac Jones last week? No, he didn't.
Bro, it was 2 series, man. So he had to run a little bit. So what?
Listen.
All right, you learn on the stretcher now. Learn on the stretcher.
Non-contact injury, dude. That same shit can happen in practice.
No, and it didn't happen in practice. It didn't happen. It happened in the game. You put him in the worst position. Look, Joe Douglas knocked it out of the park this offseason.
So in your view, the only way Zach Wilson should play in the preseason if he has an all-pro line in front of him, he's not going to get touched whatsoever.
No, you put him in with your starters. Your left tackle wasn't ready. Your right tackle wasn't ready.
But he still was able to, dude. His incomplete pass, the guy was open. He threw it over his head.
Fine. No problem.
So did he have time to plant his feet and throw the ball? He did. So that play's fine. Did it work out? Did he complete a pass? It was to Conklin and Elijah Moore. That was fine.
And not for nothing, everything that we saw in that first series, that's all the more reason he does need the reps. They are important to him. And I get what you're saying about the O-line not being 100%, but that didn't cause the injury. He needs the reps. These are important for him. And what he's missing now, I completely disagree that this is a blessing in disguise. The O-line might be gelled by the time he comes back, but he's going to be playing catch-up now for a few weeks.
Yep.
He's a professional now, right? Like he has to do what he needs the reps. He's on a stretcher. His knees all messed up.
But listen,
this is the NFL, though.
If you would have set him out, right?
You protect your investment. This is the NFL. You protect your investment.
But listen, he's not going to get any better by not getting the reps, though. That's what I'm saying. I understand where you're coming from. If he wasn't hurt, but that could have. He is hurt. That's just the whole point of it. But what I'm trying to say is this, though. Listen, if you don't play him, how is he going to improve?
Exactly.
Okay.
And listen, and get the ball out of his hands. Listen, this is what good quarterbacks do. That's what I'm saying. Like, listen. So we're talking about the pass play where he got hurt when he ran, right? When he fell, hurt his knee, right? If he would have hit the check down, which was wide open in the flat, we wouldn't be having this conversation. You understand what I'm saying? So he needs to play. I mean,
all right.
He's not there.
So
yet.
what's the difference? Now, answer me this, and we'll end at this. What's the difference that there's no reps? Week 2 of preseason, week 3, there's no reps.
Right.
All right. Why? Because he's injured, right? All right. So what if he would have taken off that first week of the preseason, off as if he's injured, whatever, and you put him on Monday night with his full lineup, and he gets the well-merited reps. Hold on a second. Hold on. He would have missed one preseason game. Now he's missing 2 preseason games. And hold on. You guys aren't.
What if the Jets didn't play?
You're not looking at the.
He's all 17 games.
So Carl Lawson, you sit him out. First preseason.
Carl Lawson don't need no reps, baby. He's a different guy. He's an
established veteran guy that's a playmaker.
Hey, yo, listen. This is what you're not understanding, though. So say we sit him last week and then he plays Monday or doing the intimate scrimmages and he gets hurt. Listen, if your sister had balls, she'd be your brother, man. That coulda, woulda, shit ain't real. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
But it's not. But
you're talking about if this could have happened.
Hold on. If Salah had balls, he'd be a good coach. All right, he'd be a good coach.
He had balls. Salah had balls. He kept Mosley and Lawson out.
Bro,
He
listen,
did it.
I
He
know
would
you
have
love
sat
this
him
team.
down.
Reps.
Listen, I know you love this
Okay,
team.
he ain't getting no reps. He's not getting no reps the next 6 weeks.
I know you love this team. I know you want us to be successful. But at the same time, man, listen, he had to play. He had to. Because he wasn't
No, he
there yet. You
didn't.
know what I'm saying?
No,
Yes,
he didn't.
When
He didn't. No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
He had to play this Monday night. This Monday night, he had to play. This Monday night.
So then let me get this straight. So you're going to play him not week 1 of the preseason. You're going to play him week 2 to preseason, and then not week 3 to preseason, right? When only the 4th stringers play. So he's going to play one preseason game. That's all he's going to play him.
By week 3 of the preseason, you could play one series. Everyone's ready to go. Everyone's ready to go.
You're going to have him play 2 series versus the Falcons and 1 series against the.
But isn't that how it normally goes? Like, okay, so talk about Mac Jones then. Mac Jones didn't play.
I'm talking about Zach Wilson.
No, I got you. You know what?
So I'm taking a page out of Tyrone. I'm taking out.
You know why Matt Jones didn't play though? Because Belichick is not sure who his offensive coordinator going to be. He got these guys going back and forth.
I don't even care about Mac Jones. I don't care about this.
Yeah, but Tyrone, hold on a second. That's funny, Tyson, that you interject at that. But when Tyrone was talking about how Belichick played Brady all these times, a word. But now all of them that Belichick didn't play Mac Jones. Now all of a sudden I don't care about Mac Jones. Dude, come on, man. Like, let's take a page out of what's
Mac Jones' rookie year was a lot better than Zach Wilson, too, though. Mac Jones was playing a lot better. We need to see a lot more to Zach Wilson on the field playing with his teammates. It's called the NFL. He wasn't getting sacked 35. He wasn't getting beat up in the pocket, man. So he had to roll out a little bit. So he faced some adversity. Play football. That's it. He wasn't getting teed off on, dude.
Because of that horrible move, he's not playing next 4 or 5 weeks.
Dude, I'm sorry, man. I 1,000% disagree. 1,000%. Zach Wilson had to play, man.
Agree to disagree. Anyway, have a good night.
Love you, bro.
I am just shocked by that take, man.
Completely shocked by that take. Listen, I knew that was coming.
Dan's got a new YouTube channel. Feel free to subscribe to it.
That's why he's coming and bringing the chaos.
Yeah, always, man. Always.
It's just, man.
I understood what he was trying to say, but the offensive line didn't cause the injury though. Like Zach needs the experience. He's not like some of these other quarterbacks. Like coming off the year he had last year, he needs these reps. They're important for him.
And listen, man, what Dan was trying to say, man, basically, listen, he loves his team. He's a diehard Jet fan. He just don't want Zach to get hurt. And I understand.
I understand that
trying to protect him. You know what I'm saying? But the problem is, you have to play this young quarterback.
Yeah, but Tyler, there's another point to this though. When you start Zach Wilson behind 2, inexperienced left tackles, you adjust your play calling, you roll them out, you make everything simple. You don't put him a chance to get hurt. If they start teeing off on him, he's getting sacked and dragged on the ground. Then all right, you know what? This ain't working. You handle him smartly. The mistakes he made weren't because of he just made bad throws and bad decisions. That was just.
Tyson, I think you had the greatest point of all. What you said earlier, you watched his first 2 bad throws. He wasn't getting pressured then.
Mm-mm.
That was footwork. That's why you play him. And the one thing I was trying to tell Dan is like, look, man, you're saying if this, man, listen, you can't say that. He could have got hurt Friday. He could have got hurt Thursday. He could have got hurt Monday. You don't know when that was going to happen. So, listen, I understand what Salah did. I understand why he played him. The simple fact of the matter is you want this young kid to get reps, to get better, to go against different competition. Now, what I thought they was doing is I thought we were scrimmaging the Eagles as well. Then I could have understood something like that. Yep. But, you know what I'm saying, they didn't, so you had to play them.
Yeah, I think Zach needs as many reps as possible, man. Get him out there, get his team in and out of the huddle. I think he needed it. So we'll go to Jomo. What's up, man?
Jomo.
What's up, guys?
Fix
I
your
like
life.
Dan bringing the chaos. That was great.
Always.
I was surprised by that one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I completely disagree. And with a conversation like that, like hindsight's 2020, like it's just never going to end. A conversation like that. I applaud you for ending that.
We try, man.
That was love the chaos.
We're equal opportunity, and the crickets. We can hear the crickets.
Hey, yeah, they came out tonight. Got a good rain, so I guess they're coming out. But dude, I think the coaching staff is to blame here a little bit. I haven't heard anybody say this yet. I've kind of been saying this to like all my brother and all my buddies, but like.
And what is their reaction when you say it?
I mean, I guess they agree, but like I think that like as a head coach and an offensive coordinator, if your quarterback is running out of the pocket in a preseason game, get the fuck out of bounds. I mean, I don't even know how it's a thought of his to try and make a play like that in a preseason game. Like, you run out of bounds there 10 out of 10 times.
Especially with
Like,
the,
and that needs to be
questionable
drilled
side
into
that
his
Coach
head.
Allen was talking about.
Joe Mo, you know I love you, Joe Mo. Listen, that's not on the coach and the offensive coordinator. That's on the player. He has to understand to get the ball out. Listen, the whole point of this is in preseason, I don't care how many picks Zach throw. Throw them now, don't throw them later. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You're just in the process of just getting the ball out your hand, getting the ball to your playmakers. That's what that's about. Just getting the rhythm of that. Yo, him trying to make that run, that's on him. That's on no one else. That was his decision. Because to be honest with you, if we saw some real growth with our quarterback, he would have got rid of the football. It's
Or ran out
preseason.
of
It don't
bounds.
mean no. It don't throw the ball away. You don't have to. It's preseason.
Yeah.
It doesn't count then. Now if he's fighting for yards during the game where it determines a win or a loss, then I don't mind.
Yeah, but Tyrone, I got a question for you though. Here's what in the back of my mind I thought, and I'm just a fan, but I'm like, Zach threw that pick. And in the back of his mind, I think he thinks, you know what? I got to make a play for my team. I got to get this team. Like, I got to.
That's exactly what I thought.
But that's what I was like. He probably felt the pressure, like, oh, shit, I got to redeem myself and get this stuff on back on track. Not saying it's right or wrong, but that's probably instinct in his head where it's like, I got to get this stuff moving. And that's where he's at.
He's a young kid.
That's an immature, that's an inexperienced quarterback. That's what you do.
See,
that's on coaching, no?
No,
that's on the player, man.
See, listen,
14-0. I could see he was trying to press, but like I just feel like as a coach, like you get in your player's face. Look, I know we're down 14-0, but it's preseason. Just relax, you know, like.
Jomo, listen.
Throw it away. I don't know.
He knew, and keep in mind, he knew he was only getting 2 series too. That was his last series coming out after that.
What the fuck is he doing? I just couldn't. I couldn't believe it. That was a bad night, man.
Yeah, y'all remember last year when we scrimmaged Green Bay, right?
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Rodgers gave Jomo. Aaron Rodgers gave appreciate that, brother. Aaron Rodgers gave Zach the best advice ever. He said, play boring football and make 3 or 4 amazing throws a game. That's how you be great. That's all he has to fucking do. The kid can make every single throw. All he has to do is just slow down, make the dump off passes. When it's there, take it and just grow. This kid can be great, but that type of stuff, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not putting it on him and I'm not bashing Zach. Shit happens. But what I'm saying to you is to say it's the coach or it's the offensive coordinator or it's the line. No. In a preseason game, you got to know how valuable you are to your team. Yeah, but listen, the one thing we know about Zach, listen, if Zach went through 5 picks, you know what? He got job security. Am I correct?
Not with us, he doesn't.
With
Primetime, what do you think? Because Primetime's got this evil grin on his face. What do you think, Primetime?
You know my stance. I mean, you got to play the best guy. Obviously, listen, like you want to figure out what you have long term, and you want to make sure he's coming back healthy and whatnot. Like this is a big year for Zach, but like I'm all about just the arrow pointing up. Show progress throughout the year, week by week.
Yeah, but by him running out of bounds, is it on the coach or is it on him?
No, it's on him, dude. You can't blame the coach on that. Like what's he supposed to, like? He's supposed to be on the walkie-talkie as he's running. Say, all right, Zach, like no, like that's something.
I just feel like,
especially in a preseason
something
game,
that should be like second nature, and especially in a preseason.
It should be, yeah. It
but
should be.
That's the only point
you mentioned this at one of the practices too. I said to you, I'm like, this is reminding me already of fucking Sanchez when they had to bring in, who was it, Joe Girardi?
He had a
slide. Yeah. Like it was already reminding me of that because there were a few plays where he was holding onto the ball for like 8-10 seconds. He was running around, scrambling around, like just get rid of the ball, live to see another play. So like you were seeing some of it in practice, and then it translated to the game.
Hey Tyson, I got a question for you, Tyson.
Yes, sir.
You're a struggle coach, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if you're telling one of the guys you're training for a big fight, you're like, look, watch out for his left hand. Keep your hands up. Watch out for his left hand. He goes in a fight and he drops his guard. He catches that left hand. Is that your fault?
Mm-mm.
Okay, I'm just asking. I mean, I'm just trying to say, like, listen, like,
I'm
just making a point that listen.
For sure.
Listen, Zach. I understand what Zach was trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Listen, no fault of his own. Like the kid is a competitor, but listen, with the one mistake,
which I love his competitiveness as well.
Exactly, but I've heard no one say this tonight though.
But
I've heard no one say this right here. Shouldn't Zach have got rid of the football earlier? You know
I don't even mind him running, dude. Just run out of bounds, man. Live another day. It's the preseason. Just move on.
What I'm saying in the preseason, shouldn't the ball, 3-step drop, boom. 3-step
Yeah.
drop, boom.
That's going to
5-step
be
drop,
Joe
boom.
Flacco.
That is gonna be Joe
Exactly,
Flacco.
Listen.
I can't.
That's
Honestly,
gonna
I'm
be.
excited to see him.
Hey,
week
Joe
one.
Mo,
Like,
Super Bowl winning Joe Flacco. I just want to
Oh,
put that
boy.
out.
I
right.
will
We
throw
got
out-
all of
That's
them
all I want to
out.
say.
Super Bowl
The
winner.
man got Super Bowl MVP. That's all I want to say, big fella. I want to put that out there.
You know,
I do want to
I'm
throw
really
out
excited to see
one
him.
possibility that kind of came into my head as far as like why he tried to make that play. You wonder if he saw the hit by Quincy Williams and figured if I run out of bounds, they're just gonna fucking lay me out anyway. Maybe I can make a move and try to get
All
around
this
guy.
is
That's
ran
not
through my head
that's
as well.
not the way, baby.
All of that is ran through my head, man.
Oh
But
my
it's cool
God.
because I feel like this team is just nice, and Joe Flacco's. I was looking at all the teams Joe Flacco's been on in the past few years, and like none of them have been very talented whatsoever. I mean, with the Broncos, like that was a horrible team. That was when they were doing like a complete rebuild, and then with our Jets, we know how that went. I mean, like this team, man, just hand the ball off. I can't wait to see this running game. Run game looked like shit in preseason, but I still I have high hopes for him, and man, I can't wait.
Yeah, it's just a
I'm still
preseason game, man. I
confident.
think there's still a lot of encouraging
Yeah.
things. They're just
Wilson definitely needed to play though, and he definitely needed to come out on that second series.
Yep.
Just run the fuck out of bounds, dude. It's preseason. God damn it.
Joe, but thanks for calling, man. We appreciate it.
Hey,
Thank
have
you,
a
guys.
good night,
Take
bro.
care.
Have a good
Have a
night.
good one.
Joe wants to just run out of
I could already
bounds.
see the
Get
feedback on this
down.
show tomorrow. I could already see it. You negative assholes.
Definitely
Jesus
need to
Christ.
make
The
it
sky's
clear.
not falling. I could already see it. I'm not answering the comments on this. When everybody watches, I'm not answering the comments on this video, so don't even bother.
I'll handle the comments. on it.
Don't bother roasting us. I don't like hearing them.
Listen, do what y'all always do to me. And I always respond very faithfully, correctly. Give 2 fucks.
All right, so let's see. We'll go to we got to do a non-podcaster. Let's see. We'll
Are
go
there any of those
to
out there?
Please
Jets
not.
Unleashed.
Okay.
What's up, man?
Hey guys, how you guys been?
What's
How you
up,
doing,
bro? How
man?
you been, man? Where you been at, man?
I've been here. I was here last time.
Tyrone just forgot. That's
Man,
all.
dude, I blame shit. There's just so much to speak of, but to be honest, in my opinion, that's Zach Wilson's fault that he got himself injured, and I hope that now he realizes he won't do that. Upcoming, this is like a learning experience for him.
No,
This is why you don't do this type of stuff, because
Okay.
now you don't get hurt.
if he did that in a regular season game, I'm not mad at all.
Nope.
Doing
Not
it in a
at all.
preseason game,
Right.
inexcusable. Like there's no reason to try and push it, to try and test it. Like you don't need to make a cut like that in preseason. Just go out of bounds, look to see another play.
Right. And going in this whole QB situation, and my worst case scenario, if this turns out to Fitzpatrick and Tua situation, where if Flacco comes out here and lights up, and then we can, if we somehow become 2-0 or 1-1, and we're doing some great stuff,
It's gonna happen.
everyone's gonna be saying, "Sit Zach Wilson until he's ready," and then
It's
we
gonna
don't know until. That might not be this year. Then we might have to wait next year for that. And then we're going to be in do we start Joe Flacco next year as well?
Let's just be honest.
Nah,
if
man.
Flacco wins
Zach
week
is our
one,
coach.
if Flacco wins week one, this fan base will be like, "Yep, keep playing until he loses." Just go into man.
I mean,
They
you kind of
don't
got
wanna-
to, though, right?
If it's only
Okay.
one game, I don't think the fans are going to react that way. If it's
Bro.
more than one game, then I think.
Hey,
people
listen,
will
I
start
don't know,
jumping on
man.
that.
Hey, listen. We're 4-0. We're 4-0 with
4-0.
Joe Flacco.
2-0.
Oh, no. What?
We're 4-0 with Joe Flacco. Zach ain't seen the field next year, buddy.
Thank you, man. We appreciate that. Thank you very much. Dude, send us. We can send you some koozies, man. Give me
Yeah, man. Appreciate that, bro.
talkjetsradio@gmail.com. I'll mail them to you, dude. Give me your address. Sorry.
But Zach is the future, man. So everyone knows that, man. Even Flacco knows that, man. So if he plays well, it's all to boo. But I just think that, if the team is hitting on all cylinders, it's going to be hard to put. You know what, Zach, man? Look, man, you ain't ready right yet, big fella. Go ahead. But at some point, Zach
Have a little setback.
Yeah, absolutely.
Setback and recovery.
What? And a
Surprised
backup
that-
veteran. Oh,
we
sorry.
timeline?
Go ahead, sorry.
I was gonna say, like, real quick, like, are you surprised that they only gave it like a 2 to 4 week timeline, just to try to give the benefit of the doubt with coming back and not hearing criticism from the fans or anything like that?
I say they give him they said that as foot just to ease all, because we thought that he might be out for the whole season. So just hearing that, just to give fans hope for this year is a huge thing. But they might ease him back into it. We might see him coming back in like week 3, week 4, because again he's gonna be missing a lot, and the the preseason games are huge for with these people, with building bonds with teammates and all that. So in my opinion, it might take 3. He might come back 3-4 week, or he might go 6 and 8. I mean, he might come back 6 to 8.
That's what I
It
think,
just
man.
depends
That's
on the
the thing,
situation.
Man, that's
After watching it happen with Becton last year, they
Yeah,
did the
I mean-
8-week timeline, and then every
Yo.
single week, Salah's answering questions. When's Becton coming back? When's Becton coming back? Not only does the organization look bad, but you're almost making the player look bad. Like, what's going on with the rehab? Like, what's going on there? So I almost felt like, for Zach Wilson's sake, if you gave the extra timeline, I think Tyson mentioned this the other day, like if you gave him the extra, week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you almost put a little bit more, less pressure on him to come back for week 1, week 2, whatever.
And he comes back sooner than expected in that theory. You say he's going to be out 6 to 8 weeks, 6 to 10 weeks. You know what? He's back in 7. Like, wow, he came back. Like it's Mike, the person Mike that keeps asking about the our merchandise. I put the link in the thing. The My Shopify thing is our link for the koozies. In case you guys are wondering.
It's also on our Instagram too. If you follow us on Instagram, the link's on YouTube.
Yep.
Yeah, no, but you're absolutely right though, man. Like, I think that they would have said like 7 to 8 weeks, and he came back in 4 or 5, and it made it look like, what I'm saying. But when you say 2 to 3 to 4 weeks, that puts pressure on.
Well, that's why but Tyrone, if you notice when the 2 to 4 week thing came out, the next day at the same almost in time of each other, Rich Cimini, Connor Hughes, and Brian Costello said, hold up a second. It could be longer than that because everybody's counting the days. Like, well, 2 weeks, you can be back week 1, no problem. And then it's like, let's temper expectations now because we know we're all crazy. And now it's like it could be longer. And now we all realize it's going to be longer.
But is it crazy? Is it crazy to say that, like, at the end of the day, like, wow, if you rush him back like week 1 and he hasn't worked with the team, like, say like he's ready like that Wednesday when they get ready to put the install in, like, how do you do that? That makes no sense.
Hey, there's a special. They're 2 for $10. That's a special.
Is there a special for like any form of scouts?
I
have a question for you guys.
2 for $10. Yes, sir.
What?
Do you think that I know Coach Sella has said this in the past that he doesn't think that he needs to motivate this team. You think that week 1 this could be an issue going into it, because he said that in the past, and these players need to hype themselves up. Could be a starting slow week 1.
You know what? And that's something that we've talked about over the last 2 months, where it's like we want to see the intensity in the training camp and see how this culture's truly changed, because you're coming out against some very physical football teams, the AFC North. If you come out soft and slow, you get your ass beat. And that's on this coaching staff to get these guys ready. And the thing we saw on Friday was the same thing we saw last year. They came out slow. Now it's just preseason, so we give them a pass. You know what? All these things. You saw Jordan Whitehead literally tackle a guy into the fucking end zone. It was like, but it's just like you couldn't have like a worse, like, just like, this is ridiculous. So we'll see, man. But that's on solid, dude. Because last year he got a pass because it's a first time head coach trying to figure out his system, trying to figure out his scheme, trying to figure out the personality of his players. That excuse is gone now. You've got to come out much more intense week 1 with your new culture, and you can't keep saying all gas, no brake, and getting pushed all over the field. You can't do it, man. That has to stop now.
Right, especially going up this winning these next couple of weeks, week 1, week 2, week 3, there are going to be some good rushing teams, especially Ravens week 1. So we got to be able to put our will against them, like Sarah said, and hopefully be able to stop them.
Thanks for calling in, man. We appreciate it.
No problem. Jet up. Let's go.
Let's do it. Mike, send me your address, dude. We got to I'll send you stuff, man. You've been very generous with us, man. Please give me your address, and I'll send you out some stuff, man. Seriously, you definitely appreciate it. The other thing we really haven't talked about a lot, and it's a topic that we truly discussed a little bit, is the drop passes, man. Like, that's been a trend that we've seen, the practices that we've been at. You see it in the daily practices, you see it in the preseason, and it's everybody. It's not just, like, I always make fun of Corey Davis. Garrett Wilson's been dropping passes. Like, they've all been doing it, man. That's kind of something that you hope gets cleaned up a little bit towards the season starts too, because that's something that hurt Zach Wilson last year.
Yeah, especially with the green and white. I mean, even Elijah Moore, he had a couple.
Yep.
Some like what we talk about with Elijah Moore and Garrett Wilson, precise route runners, and they catch everything. Well, are they dropping passes because Zach Wilson's rifling them in there, or is there something else going on?
But they're dropping them off for Joe Flacco. What's the excuse?
Yeah, exactly.
But Proctor, I got a question, probably. So I know you've been at every every practice that you were able to get to. So like, are they dropping a lot of balls in practice that you guys both have seen, or is it just like doing the game time and stuff like that? Like, is it more of
When
an
I've
issue
been
in
there,
practice?
when I've been there, Garrett Wilson's been catching everything. I know today, I think he had a couple drops, and maybe like a few days ago he had one. But when I've been there, yeah, I mean, he's been catching everything, and even Elijah Moore, they've been looking good. So
But I heard Corey Davis had a couple of good catches, 2 touchdowns today, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
today
he
Flacco
said
was.
today the offense
Yeah.
was like, yeah, it was
Yeah, they
off
say
the charts.
Flacco was on fire today. Yeah,
He was
absolutely.
14 or
They said
17,
he had the. Yeah, we'll be streaming the game, man. Absolutely. But they said he had like the throw of camp today or some shit. I'm just like so big. But you know what the thing is too is like guys like Samini feed off this shit. If they can just spark it, that whole Flacco controversy and should Flacco this is when they live for these kind of moments because camp was too boring before this. This is exactly what they want. This kind of shit.
Yeah.
So we will bring on our good friend Bubs. What's up, man?
How's
How's it going? Thanks for having me on.
What's up, bro?
The man with his new podcast. How's it going?
It's going pretty good. I've been on. It was kind of hard to set up, but I mean, it was my other baseball one I started earlier this year was a lot easier. But
When do you broadcast?
What was that?
When do you broadcast?
Well, I'm just gonna do like previews
Tuesday,
and
8
stuff.
o'clock. Monday, 8 o'clock.
Just like news and stuff. Like today, I did a short video on the Wilson stuff over the weekend. So, yeah, just kind of whenever there's news. And
So give
games
out
and
where.
stuff,
How do we find you, man? 'Cause I like you, man. You're a really good dude. But how do we find your channel? I'll even subscribe to it.
Well, I have a couple. So my YouTube channel is just BSN Network on YouTube,
What is it?
and then BSN Network.
The hell is that?
Yes,
That's not easy
Hey,
to
Bub,
find.
Bubby Sports
Slow
Network.
it
Yeah.
down.
You gotta put your name in. Everybody knows you as Bubs. You gotta brand yourself, man.
Yo,
Yeah,
slow
well,
it
5
down.
seconds to figure that out.
But yo, number one, man, congratulations, bro. I'm really proud of you, man. But number one, number two, slow it down and say it again so everybody can hear you, man. For those that missed it, bro, say it again.
So it's just BSN Network.
Nope.
It's like I probably could. I mean, I came up with it when I was like, I've had it since like 2016. I came up when I was a lot younger, so it's just basic.
You gotta
but,
change it, man. Everybody knows you
Yeah.
as Bubs now. You gotta get that. You gotta get that in there somehow.
Yeah, well, my baseball one I do is Bubs Talking Baseball, so that's probably a lot more catchy.
See, but Vinny, the difference is you came on and dropped the name of your channel before we asked you to. We're actually we're being proactive with Bubs.
Now you venture, baby.
And just so you guys know, whoever we follow and we subscribe to, it's all because of prime time. Because I don't do shit. So blame that on prime time. I don't subscribe to anybody. So
I'll subscribe to you. I'll subscribe to you.
Bubs, what's your take on with the whole Flacco Wilson thing, man? What do you think's going on here?
Yeah, well, my main thing is just never a dull moment as a Jet fan.
That's the
But
truth.
I mean, it was just like watching that game. You know, I got all excited. I got the game up, was ready to go. I was hoping it could cure me from the disappointing Yankee team recently. And then Wilson goes down, and it's just like as a fan, you just felt so like kind of like hopeless. Like you were guys, I was watching your streams, and like you hear the possibility of Flacco for the whole 17 games, and then going into next year where you'd have the whole third year, but have to have Wilson be a year behind. It would just create like, and would Sala and Douglas get a pass for this year? Like the whole just situation would have been terrible. So it's not ideal, obviously, that he's missing any time. You wish that he didn't, but the fact that it could have been, the fact that it's only 2 to 4 weeks, maybe he only misses a week or two, is the fact that he only misses a week or two into the season is a lot better than what it could have been. But I think you guys created an interesting point earlier with the Flacco stuff. Like as a fan, you just want to see them win.
Yep.
So if Flacco does start out right now, what I'm saying is if Flacco starts out the season, they start out 2-3-0. Right now, I'm still going to say throw out Zach out there. Now, in the moment, if they start out 3-0, I might feel a lot different just because of the fact that they're winning. But like Tyrone, you said it. Like you could not saying Zach. I mean, Zach's well respected. Like not saying Zach's not respected around the locker room. He is, but you could tell Flacco is too. And you talked about how that might mess up a locker room. I mean, I heard yesterday Uzama. They kind of call him like the old dad on the team. Like he's funny. Like he's well respected. He's smart. Like if he does start out 2-3-0, not only would all the beat reporters love that because it's just endless content for them, and just the radio shows, the media would just be all over it. But also, if they do take him out and insert Wilson, he starts to struggle. You could lose a locker room that way. It's just
but the thing is though, Just say I'll play the game. Just say they're 3-0 by some means, and Flacco's playing well, and they take him out. There is going to be pressure on Wilson, and there's a pretty good chance he's going to struggle because he hasn't played in 6 weeks. So it's like it's as fans, we want to win. We start buying like 3-0. Then you know what? You get a good run, maybe make a playoffs. But it's just like, man, like he's behind now. It's a setback for him. Now he's got to overcome it, and that falls on the coaching staff too to help him guide him through it. Like an easy, just simplify the offense, get him in flow, get him in rhythm. But it's a tough spot to come back to, man. Especially the Jets are winning. That's a really difficult spot to be in.
And Tyson, and both of you are making a great point. Listen, if he comes back, whenever he comes back, he's going to be behind. Yep. So say Flacco is 4-1 or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Okay,
now he's got 4 wins. Holy shit!
I'm just saying. So whatever it is,
we're 4-1. So Zach Wilson's not playing, man. I'm on the train.
You bring Zach back. You know what I'm saying? And or say Flacco was 0-3 and you bring Zach back, right? Yep. Zach is automatically going to struggle when he comes back because it's going to take him a while to get adjusted to the speed of the game and what's going on. Then on top of that, man, like who you bring him back against? You can bring him back against Denver. You can bring him back against Green Bay. Like you can bring him back against Belichick. I mean, like pick your poison. I mean, so what I'm saying to you is like, if Flacco plays well, which I really believe he will, just because the constant professional he is, and the way he's able to play the game of football with the talent that he has. Listen, this is more talent than Joe Flacco probably ever played with in his career. Like when Baltimore won that Super Bowl. Man. No, listen, when Baltimore won that Super Bowl, man, they had a great ass defense. Their offense was good, but they didn't have any star players. Like bro, what did they have? I mean, I don't really actually remember right now.
But I think you're assuming that Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, Elijah Moore are all going to be superstars. They've accomplished nothing in the NFL as of now.
No, Tyson, listen. Remove all of my factors. Remove all of those. Listen, with Carter and with both tight ends that you have, and you know what I'm saying, and Davis and Elijah Moore, I think that's enough to really compete with a good quarterback that can get the ball in their hands and make smart decisions. With the defense that we should have, now it's all hypothetical. Like if our defense plays well,
but right now, what is Azuma? And I like Azuma and Conklin. I was a big Conklin fan coming here. Yeah. Right now, they have not reached like top level Pro Bowl caliber tight ends. Elijah Moore's proven nothing. Corey Davis has been a disappointment as of now. To say like this is Flacco surrounded by great talent remains to be seen.
But Tyson, listen, what did Conklin and Azuma have last year in catches? I think it was like 45, 50 apiece, something like that.
Okay.
Azuma had like 43 and Conklin was like 61, something like that.
Okay, now hold on, listen. What do we have collectively last year from the tight end?
No, but you're talking about the best players that Joe Flacco's ever played with.
What I'm saying to you is this: that we have a lot of talent right now. So this is a lot, and not necessarily in theory. Listen. We automatically are a better team with tight ends, right? So getting the ball and being listen, if I deep, it's all.
No, my point was, you said this is the best talent. This is the most talent Joe Flacco's ever been surrounded by. We can't prove that yet.
I might be capping a little bit. I might be excited.
Yeah, poor Bubba's falling asleep over there.
I might be excited.
Got that look on his face.
I might be excited a little bit. Listen, you know how I do, man. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid right now because this is all I got. You know what I'm saying?
You're giving primetime a headache up there.
Because the reality of our quarterback being out hurt. You know, I'm happy that he's back, but I'm just saying, I'm gonna be okay with that. I'm gonna be okay with Flacco, though. I'm telling you. And Bubs is like 6'7", man.
Bubs is tall. He's definitely taller than me.
I seen that picture. I was like, oh shit.
Nice, man. He walked up. I was like, oh shit.
It is like this is just like a Jet thing though that happened. Like we'll start out 3-0, and there's still gonna be so much like drama.
It's never easy.
It's just there's always something. But I like a couple other things. So like. You guys were talking about the defense with Michael Clemens. Like you guys mentioned too with Sauce and Wilson. Like even just their energy. I mean, it was only just a preseason game, but you could just see that they obviously, like you guys mentioned, they just want to win. And it's good to see that, out of a couple rookies. And I think that's what would create the whole Flacco thing even more interesting is if they're winning and that's, it's just going to be very, very.
But that's the other thing about having young guys like that. That helps change your culture in your locker room too. Yeah. That's the new wave of player in your locker room. Those guys, Breece Hall, Michael Carter, Elijah Moore, that's the mindset that's changing your culture. When those ultra competitive guys that hate losing and want to work their asses off.
Let me ask you this, Bubs. Maybe this is all in my head, but do you think there's any kind of divide right now between like the 2020 draft class, which obviously isn't all that great, but like guys like Becton, Mims, Ashton Davis, guys that are still here, and then the new class who essentially is brought in to kind of change the culture and get away from, what those past guys were doing? It seems like, Becton hasn't really, something's been off with him. And Mims, obviously, he wants out. He's not appreciating his role on special teams. So it almost feels like I saw Becton today. He posted like the highlight reel of Mims, and I think he did like one of those like arm emojis or something like that. So it's like, do you think there's like some kind of divide between like the previous Jets that were here and the new generation of like the last 2 draft classes?
Yeah, I mean, I think you make a good point. I've never really thought of that, but I mean, yeah, I mean, it's possible.
That's why
I mean,
Kevin's a primetime guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right, I just saw the post today, and I'm like, oh, it's interesting. He's not defending Mims, who's part of his draft class, and all these new guys are kind of being brought in to replace a lot of those guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, you make a point because it's almost like now Becton hurt. You see this stuff about Mims. It's almost like he's trying to vouch for his guy, his fellow, guy that he came in with into the league with and hasn't really gotten, I mean, it's not, Mims hasn't really gotten much playing time, hasn't really gotten much of an opportunity. It's kind of been a bumpy road so far. But I think obviously I think we all have higher expectations for the 2021 draft class. I mean, 2020 draft classes, I know Zuniga's playing well and, Bryce Hall and all that, but you do have the questions, with Becton and all that. But but it's definitely interesting. I think it's a tight-knit group. Like, I think you see Sauce and Garrett Wilson are tight. They're both highly energized. I think even Zach Wilson and Garrett Wilson and Elijah Moore are all, well-connected and, going out to Idaho and all that. So I do believe that, the 2021 draft class is definitely tight. And in a way, it's kind of trying to make up for that 2020 draft class, which has been, for the most part, a real tough class.
You're doing very well, man. You're facing the heat. I love our chat. You're facing the heat right now.
And then one other thing was Calvin Jackson. What are your guys? I mean, I know I'm not saying he's going to make the roster and be a massive playmaker, but do you possibly see a case where he might?
Hold on, Tyrone. He had Anquan Bolden and Ray Rice on a Super Bowl team.
Wasn't Derek Mason still there too?
Was
that later?
Did Steve Smith come later?
That was later, actually. Yeah, that was much later.
No, it was much later. Yeah, Steve Smith was later. Yeah, Steve Smith didn't win a Super Bowl with the Ravens.
They didn't.
All right, Bubs, we got sidetracked. I just had to get.
And then what are you guys' thoughts on Calvin Jackson? I mean, I know because my thing with Mims is like he makes a good play, makes a couple good plays, and then he makes like a boneheaded penalty and a drop.
What's going to come down to with him is whether or not he can contribute on special teams, because your top 4 receivers are set. And so Jeff Smith right now, he's probably your number 5. He's probably your best receiver that can contribute on special teams. So if Calvin Jackson can do that at an equal or higher level, then maybe he does carve out a spot for himself.
And they cut Rashard Davis today, right?
I was surprised.
I was surprised.
Yeah, because he's had a pretty
just trying to give him an opportunity to latch on somewhere else early in the process.
Yep, I was surprised.
He was from the USFL, right?
Yeah, but he had like an NFL career too. He was like a good returner, and he was showing some things in practice too. I was surprised he's one of the first ones to go.
Yeah, I was surprised. And then Tim Ward too was another guy.
Yeah, and Tim Ward flashed last year. He did some good things.
He played like 11 or 12 games, I remember.
Yeah.
With us. And I think he was with Kansas City prior to that. So definitely some interesting. I mean, it's good though. I mean, it's not good always to see guys get cut, but it's good to see that we have a lot of depth. I mean, you definitely see some names that definitely might latch on elsewhere, even with, with the D line, like you guys said earlier. There's a lot of good potential on this team, and it's all young. So if they all develop and turn into what we want, but the quarterback's definitely interesting. I'll tell you that for sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be. This is just you just get prime time.
No, I was just saying. Well, before we let you go, I searched BSN Sports. There's about 50 different channels with BSN Sports. So which one is yours?
Come on, man.
Well, it's BSN Network.
BSN Sports Network.
It's just BSN Network. It stands for like Blair Sports Network.
This is way too difficult for me to figure out. I'm out. I'm not subscribing now.
It's the one with the
wow.
I can't find it.
Wow.
I'm just letting you know. I kind of agree with Tyson now. There's a lot of BSNs out there. So if you want to create Bubs something like that, might
put your name in it, man.
Yeah.
When you start getting royalties, don't forget us little people here, man. We want some props helping you name your channel.
Yeah. It's the one with like the city or the I forget.
He's sweating right now. Look at him. He's sweating. He's rubbing his eyes.
Stop right there.
BSN Network.
I can't really see.
There's like 1 million of them. How many subscribers do you have? 10?
No, I think like
that one.
It's that one on the bottom. It's under the green.
The purple one?
Yeah, it's BSN New York City. Yeah, I think that's it.
Aaron Hicks continued struggles first video.
Yep.
You gotta do some branding, my friend. You gotta change that name. Put your name in there. We can't be tolerating this shit.
I'm still proud of you, bro. Do your thing, big dog.
Have a good night, man.
Yep.
Have a
Thanks
good
for having me on.
Talk, man. All right, bro.
So it's funny. Before we go to our cleanup hitter, dude, just I can only imagine the feedback tomorrow because I'm like, you guys are so damn negative. It's always doom and gloom when you idiots. I can already see it, dude. I guarantee this was gonna happen.
I didn't think it was that negative. We were just
I don't
exploring
think at
different
all. It was a good
scenarios
show.
that could potentially happen.
I don't see no negative. Yo, just being honest, bro. Like, listen, we can't make honest and yo, you know what this show is, man. Like, yo, we're
We're haters.
we don't get into all that. We just, we base our opinion on what we see. Like, yo, listen. So we supposed to go the whole season and not question shit, like at all. Just
That's what I
let
will
it go.
always love about the show. It's authentic. It's real. Like we're not gonna sit here and give you guys bullshit takes just for likes or retweets or anything like that. Like even if it's something that might appear negative, it's obviously something that's on our mind, something that we've talked about. So.
This show changed when y'all went from the PG version to the R version, baby. This show just went
shit,
different.
this show-
That shit just listen. And I charge for hugs, damn it. So I'm letting y'all know
This show changed when they hired Adam Gase. That's when this fucking show changed. That's when everything just
For a
went
lot of
to
ways,
shit.
too.
That's just when everything went down. So we got to go to our cleanup hitter. But before we go to our cleanup hitter, I want to give him a tremendous amount of credit. Our good friend Jose did an awesome video today. He did a couple of them, though. So I highly recommend that you check them out and watch his videos, man. That was so fucking cool, Jose. I'm so proud of you, man. I really am. I'm really proud of you, dude. That was so awesome today.
Thank you. My God. Now,
What's up, bro?
What's up, baby?
now you know you did something good with both Tyson. Comes from you.
That's a first.
Thank you, Tyson.
Dude, Jose, I'm really proud of you, man. That takes a lot of courage to put yourself out there and talk about things and discuss everything. That's super cool, dude. Really, that's fucking awesome, man. Keep being you, man, and keep doing whatever you want. It's great.
That's all I do.
It's perfect, man. Seriously, it's awesome.
So, how you guys doing?
Well, how are you doing, man? You got Drew Lock and Geno Smith.
Well, Geno Smith acted like played like Geno Smith, and
did.
worked his way out of the starting role for the
Already?
Yep.
Already?
time being.
He was that bad, Jose?
Thank you, God.
Yep. Drew Lock is the
Thank
guy
you,
now.
God. Thank you, God. Thank you.
That quick?
Yep.
Gino was that bad? Game one?
Yes.
Give him some time. He'll be all right.
On a third and 6, he had 5 seconds and took a 7 yards sack.
There you go.
Well, he was open. That's why.
Bullshit.
Yeah, but the only sad thing is Drew Lock's not much better, man. That's the only problem you have.
Oh, damn, Gino. Game one, though?
You should trade for Mike White, man.
I was screaming that game, and I asked my buddy, the Giants fan that I had come up here once. You guys remember him, right?
Yep.
I asked him, what was the name of the teammate that knocked out Geno?
IK
And I said, can somebody get him?
You want to sign IK?
Wait,
hold on. Jose, hold on for 1 second. After him comes on the show an hour and 45 minutes later and says, what's going on? Watch the rewind, man. Go back to the beginning and watch.
Hey, bro, listen, little bro, I got a question for you, little bro.
Yeah.
This serious about your team.
Yes.
So when San Francisco cuts Garoppolo, would you be interested in them coming up there and play for you guys?
Can you repeat that?
Garoppolo. When San Francisco, if they cut Garoppolo, which is that's rough, would you want to sign him for you guys?
Yes.
There you go.
I'm the only one
I figured
that says yes.
Nah, I can't blame
But
him.
yes. For a 2 year
Didn't
deal,
you
yeah.
get a report that he just ghosted the team for 2 or 3 years after he signed that contract?
Yeah, the 49ers. Yeah.
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 But you know what's weird though? It's weird how those stories come out when there's like the middle of negotiations and trades. It's like this convenient leaks of that story though. It's kind of
Exactly.
suspect.
But they got it. Listen, they got to cut him, man. It's $24 million against the cap, and they got no money, bro. They have to cut it. Nobody's gonna trade for him, bro. Nobody's trading $24 million. Not doing that. Man. That's crazy. Not happening.
Thank you, Christy. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm going to share it too, man. I'm definitely going to share it.
I'm gonna check it out as soon as we get off.
No,
I was gonna share it, but you didn't invite me to your fantasy league. So
Hey.
Primetime's got no fantasy football cred. Don't worry about him, man. He just blows you off when he gets bored.
Hold on.
You don't log in, doesn't change shit.
Hold on.
I won't hold on.
Hold on.
I'm not holding.
Yo, Tyson, share that, man.
Hold on. Hey.
I'm not holding.
Well, see, Tyrone, you know what Jose does? He actually tweets and does things. So if you're on Twitter, you can just see it, man. It's there. Go on my Twitter account. It's right there. That's all it is, you know.
I mean, I got you, big dog. I got you.
Jose's marketing his channel. That's what he does.
You got Cassandra in the chat right now recruiting people for your fantasy league.
That's right.
Fuck out of here. It's bullshit.
Primetime's out, man. You can't abandon your team and lose, and that's it. You're out.
I took a vote. You're
the general manager. You're the commissioner.
You were
rule with an iron.
Voted out.
Off the island.
You're voted off the island. Primetime's made a lot of enemies, man. When he burns people like that, they get mad. Fantasy football's serious shit.
Yeah, give my little bro Primetime one more chance, Jose. Listen, you know what?
I even said to you months ago, if we were going to put something on the line this year, I'd be totally.
And I said yes.
See?
Don't pull a Roger Goodell, man, and let you get suspended.
So wait,
say, yo, I want to suspend you again, man. That's some bullshit.
So wait, so here's a question.
How'd that happen?
When Quandre Diggs has a rise in stats this year, how are you going to comprehend paying him and Jamal Adams? He may want more than Jamal.
We just paid him.
You did, right? Trevor, you got to keep up to date, man, with your Seahawks. What are you doing?
We have the highest safety duo in the NFL. Good grief.
The highest safety duo.
And you have no quarterback.
We know one can't cover, though. We know that for sure. He ain't covering nobody. He tackle.
And the worst thing is, Jamal Adams broke his finger too.
Yep.
Did he?
First day of practice.
Yeah.
Didn't he break his fingers like a year ago?
What did he say, PT?
Didn't he have an injury like a year ago? Like where he broke something? He was playing with a shoulder injury or some shit?
The same finger.
Here we go again. Well, that's gonna be Jamal's excuse when he drops the interceptions. He had his finger problem. That's what it's gonna be.
If he's
right.
getting interception.
Yep.
Keep him
Tyrone, how
What's
is
up?
the weight loss coming?
Yo, listen, man. Big up to my trainer, Miss Kim, man. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. Like, I'm getting there, bro. But yo, like I had a little slip back this weekend, man. I ain't gonna hold you. Listen, man. Yo, I ate some shit I should have ate. You know what I mean? Got on the scale today, man. I was up like 3 pounds. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. It's what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? So you know,
you're gonna have another slip up in about 4 weeks. I can tell you, week 1.
You already know that. But listen,
you ain't prepared for that shit.
Yo, listen, when I tell you, bro, I learned a valuable lesson. Like, she made me get on the scale before we went and worked out. And she was like, "Oh, you up 3 pounds? No problem. We'll work it off, bro. Let me tell you something, bro. I can't even feel my legs right now. My whole waist is numb.
Does she have any room in her schedule for new clients like Becton or?
Wow! Prime time.
Hey, Prime Time, listen. Hey, Prime Time, you know what?
She noticed that you were 3 pounds overweight as soon as you stepped on. I'm just saying. Like,
damn,
listen, but you know what? Yo, I'm like, since I've been working with her, I'm like 14 down. So, like I said, she's bro. Like, big up to her, though.
Congrats, man. Come on. Congrats, Armand. 27 pounds since April. That's
Congratulations,
awesome.
bro. Stay on.
I do have a question,
man.
Okay.
All the big boy. Look, it's big boy season. Y'all know we coming, baby.
Oh, boy.
So you guys said Zach Wilson makes great throws, but then he can't complete or he rockets a 5-yard top.
Yep.
He's in like the short intermediate stuff, yeah.
That sounds like a former Jets quarterback who once played for the Packers.
Brett Favre?
What? Yeah.
Listen, if Zach Wilson turns into Brett Favre, I'll be doing.
Bro, listen, I would have no problem with that one at all.
Me neither. I would take that. I would take a gunslinger like that anytime.
I'm just throwing that out there.
We wish, man. Shit.
No,
So-
I think once he improves, man, once he calms down and understand the game. But Jose, listen, I got a question about Seattle, man. I got another question.
Yes.
Right? So from because I didn't get to watch any of y'all game. So tell me, man, listen, what the hell did Gino do that was that bad, bro? I look at his stats.
He just told it. Didn't you just listen to him? He's told it.
That was it though. Because he got sacked. That's it.
3rd and 6. Half 5 seconds.
Took a 7-yard sack.
And took a sack. 7 yards deep.
I like Gino, man.
I like
Gino.
too, man.
I like
I've
Gino,
always
man.
liked him.
Like, yo,
He was always good to
I like
us.
Gino.
It
Yeah,
just-
man. Always. Yeah, man. Cool as
I
hell,
like
bro.
Gino too. But I want to say, I can't pronounce his last name. I'm sorry.
So how many? So as of what's today? August 16th. How many wins for the Seahawks this year?
4.
There you go.
4.
There you go. Keeping it real.
Okay.
Now, please go follow Bub. I found his channel.
Well, no, we got
I did that.
Bub's blew it, dude. Bub's blew it. He didn't market himself right. So let's promote your channel.
Follow me as well. See how Jose Rodriguez. If you have a problem finding my channel, check my Twitter. It is the pinned comment.
Yep.
Or it will be in 5 minutes.
No, I got it. I tweeted it out before Bob tweeted it out. Yeah, definitely subscribe to your channel, man. And good, seriously, Jose, I'm really proud of you, dude. I saw your video today. I was so proud of you. That is so fucking cool that you did that. And you're inspiring a lot of people, man. You are. You're helping a lot of people, inspiring a lot of people. Seriously, man.
Thank you.
That's really cool shit.
Thank you, guys.
Keep being you, man. Good
I
shit.
love you guys. See you guys. God bless. Good night.
Have a good night, man.
All right, love you,
And
love you,
go
little bro, man. Do your
Later,
thing,
dude.
Boy. Love you, man.
Love ya.
Love you too,
Yeah,
bro.
make sure you guys subscribe to his channel, man. It's super cool what he's doing. So we will be. What the hell's today? Today's Tuesday. When's the game? The game is Monday, right?
Monday. Yeah.
Monday night stream. We're going to practice this weekend.
Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh, so we're gonna be doing we're doing a Tuesday show's gonna be the day after a game. Woof. Those takes are gonna be hot.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for joining us. Don't forget koozies. And that's it. We'll talk to you guys next week.
Have a good night.
Have a good one.